This is Sean.
This is Kevin.
And this is The One Other Thing, Season 2, Episode 3, my friend.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And we're late.
We're late.
Where you been?
I'm trying to get the green screen working.
Yeah, it's not only that. We learned a very valuable lesson, folks. Apparently there's USB-C cables in the world. And some of them are blue.
Yep.
And that means something.
Yes, it means USB 3.0. And I finally found it. I mean, it finally clicked when I installed it last week, and it says you need a USB 3.0 device. But it is. And yeah, it's because I would have assumed that if you're using a USB 3.1 technically, that the other end would be USB 3.0. And no, it's not always the case.
Yep, doesn't. Some are charging only, we learned. So, so that's why we are a week late. And, I just want to be honest with the fans. After, I would say, a solid 2 hours of Kevin playing with the setup, trying to get it working last week, I called an audible and I said, we're not doing a show tonight. Mm-hmm. It's already too late. And we came up with a plan, and it was a good one.
Yeah, I thought it was a good plan. Yeah.
It was, why don't we record a show on Saturday? Let's do that.
Yes.
And you took the plan and ran with it.
I did. I came over on Saturday, like first thing in the morning.
Well, yeah, exactly. You expanded the plan.
The crack of dawn for me.
Like, we might as well make a day of it.
Yeah.
If you're going to record a show, you might as well make a day of it.
Yes. So we made a day of it.
Exactly.
And the night of it.
But no show.
Yeah.
And all I can say
we had dinner, and then we're like, let's do it next Thursday.
All I can say to the fans is StarCraft 2 is fantastic.
It is a great game.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, highly.
Get a friend, play the game. It's great.
Yeah, StarCrack. I don't know. That's what you should call it.
Right? Seriously, it is a lot of fun. But again, we didn't plan on the technical difficulties, and we do plan on continuing to release content. So we are going to keep at this. So, if this is your first time joining us, welcome.
Welcome.
Glad to have you as part of the family.
Yeah, we're going to call it the Tripping Balls episode because of our new green screen. This won't be permanent. We're just playing, and frankly, we got tired of playing around tonight on what we're going to put back there, and we're like, that'll do.
Well, yeah, it's getting late, and some of us have to work tomorrow.
Oh.
Jerk.
I took tomorrow off.
Yeah, I did not. But that being said, that's all right. I've got so much to do these days. The days are just flying by, folks, if you know what I mean. Being busy, it's tough. It certainly exhausts you, but man, you don't get bored.
Yeah, time flies when you're indoors all the time working.
Yeah, it really does, though. The other day, I swear, it was 8 o'clock, and I looked up, it was 3:30.
Oh.
And I blinked my eye. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
But, yeah, exactly. And if this is your first time with us on the show, it's not going to get any better, actually. This is about the size of it, so...
No. We don't reach everybody, but, we got... And the ones we do reach, I'm sorry.
It's a very select audience and acquired taste. But, those that are returning, thank you. Welcome back. We love having you. And, we've got... actually, I gotta say, I got a full page of nothing.
Yep, and it's first we want to talk about how to reach us and what's because some people may be just joining us, so
absolutely.
Let's hit that, and then I think the show's all you because I have no topics.
That's all right. I got you covered, and I'm sure you'll have to weigh in on some of this. Actually, I know for a fact there is a debate you and I need to have, and I say debate because I don't think you and I are going to be in accord on this one. But
I'm a master debater.
That is fantastic. Because I'm 45 years old, younger than Kevin, who's very soon to be 46.
Yes, I'm older than him.
But by a month.
Who knew?
Mickles watched Downton Abbey, of course, and there was this character named Mr. Bates.
Yeah.
And he was a butler, so I'm 45 years old, and I've got, a juvenile humor. So, I constantly refer to Master Bates because, it's him. And, she's like turning British. My wife is turning British, so she's just watching the British shows lately.
Yeah.
And who pops up? And, I'm playing my games. I got my headphones on, don't even know what they're saying. And I'm just like, Master Bates, 45 years old. But it's still hysterical to me.
Yep. It is hysterical. So people, if you're just tuning in and you don't want to see our faces, or you do see your faces, you have choices. So you can watch us on YouTube, you can listen to us on podcasts, and all the platforms. I think everybody has us now.
Yeah.
Pandora, iHeartRadio, Amazon, they all have us. Apple, Google, they all have us.
And
So,
actually, on that note, I've been looking into Twitch, trying to figure that mess out.
yeah.
And, with the intent being that you and I can stream content eventually. And
Yep, that's
likewise, at some point, I'd like to certainly interact with folks. So, we don't just talk about Unreal Tournament and StarCraft. We actually get to interact with some players out there.
We have a Twitch account and a Twitch page, so there's something there.
I've got, it drives me crazy, but I think I finally learned I just need to let it go.
Let it go.
My Amazon Prime account is in my wife's name. So when I tried to hook up to Twitch through my Amazon, I connected the accounts, but it doesn't recognize that I'm a Prime member.
Right.
And I just got so frustrated, I finally said, you know what? I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care. But I did explain to Mickles that we're going to have to, once I figure out what a sub is, she's going to have to start subbing to us once we get to that point.
Yeah, I do follow some Twitch streamers, so so I kind of understand from this end, from the user's end what it looks like. So I just got to figure out how it looks from the admin's end.
Yeah.
So.
Well, as I understand it, the basic premise of Twitch is very much like YouTube or anything else. It's likes and subscribes, help the content creator.
Yes, exactly.
So with that, I'm going to shamelessly plug right now. If you like our content. To be honest, even if you hate our content, please like and subscribe it anyway.
Like and subscribe. That's really what it is that, and you know what? When I was watching YouTube videos, and yes, sometimes I've been better at it since I've been a YouTuber, but I'm like and subscribe. Why would I do that? But now I'm like, we need to like and subscribe.
I swear to you, it's like when my sister-in-law became a waitress.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I was a bad tipper ever because I really don't think I was.
Yeah.
Infinitely better tipper the minute my sister-in-law became a waitress because I now I don't think I lacked empathy. I think I just never thought it through.
Yeah.
And then I did. And I like and subscribe as much as possible.
I do that now, and I should have been doing it before.
I like things I'm like they're okay.
Yeah.
I don't really like it.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it.
But
so I'm going to give them a like because it helps them.
That's why all these platforms are. If you don't get the likes and subscribes, then they don't care about you.
Yeah.
So.
But that's the thing. And I mean, not for nothing, to point, it takes a click.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm a lazy bastard, I'll tell you.
Just a click.
It's not hard, and it does make a difference for those creators. So, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. And, So, again, if you like us, please, continue to like and subscribe. And I say continue because some folks do, and we really do appreciate that.
Yes,
that means
definitely.
a difference.
And, again, you can always email us at 2cast.net. And we have some people that do. They give us some topics what to talk about.
Absolutely.
We talk about anything you want, basically.
We heard from Michael, and we're going to be talking about his email today, which I don't think... Well, we'll get into it all in a moment. But I actually want to jump into... got all sorts of topics.
Yeah,
in fact,
ready.
you know what? Let's start with the Michael, actually, anyway. So, Michael, first of all, thank you for sending us an email. Appreciate that. And,
thank you.
I have to say, there's two problems with what you raised to us. But Michael sent us a great letter with a great topic, and he included a link, which I really appreciated, to be honest with Michael. Didn't really have to do much homework. And but the problem was it was Star Wars universe material, which I'm... I know who Luke Skywalker is, but I'm loosely familiar with the first three.
Yeah.
And by the first three, I mean seriously the first three.
Yeah. Episode 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's you, who knows all about the Star Wars universe, but he's talking about a book.
Yeah, and I'm not a book reader, really.
It's like Kryptonite to Superman. Yeah. So we're going to do the best we can, Michael. Again, we really do appreciate it, but again, I'm familiar with the book half. Just not Star Wars, and he's familiar with Star Wars, but not so much the books.
Yeah,
so we're going to
video
do the best
games,
we can.
Cartoons, all that stuff. And I do want to get into books. I just
so many words.
Yes, there's so many words there, man. If only there's another way you can consume that material, like in a movie.
I'm telling you, the book is always better. I know why the book's better too, because you invest so much. The characters mean so much to you, and the movie changes what they look like.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know what Kyle MacLachlan character looked like the first time I read Dune, but it probably wasn't exactly like that.
Yeah.
The minute I saw the movie, forevermore. That's what they look
Kyle
like.
MacLachlan.
But
I am looking forward to the Dune movie coming out this year.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. For the record, it's going to completely suck.
I can't... You know what? I watched a video of why the original sucks.
Yeah.
And why the new one won't suck.
Yep.
And there's going to be a happy medium. But there's some things for sure they suck bad. Even though I do like the movie, there's some obviously plot points and things they broke in the original movie that, in the 80s. And They're not going to break it the same way in the modern one.
I'll say it this way. I would love to be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be.
I don't think it's going to be a big pile of garbage. I think it's going to be a solid okay. And which is a good review.
I agree. I think it's going to be a solid
but I think but visually it's going to be stunning. Even if it doesn't have all the story elements, it's going to be a beautiful movie.
Compared to the original?
Now. Oh yeah, it's going to be a beautiful
That's
movie.
entirely a joke. That's
Yeah,
those were like they had effects. There was nothing special about them.
Yeah. But the sandworms in the new movie looks good.
It's great. So what Michael wrote us about was, and I'm going to mess it up. I want to say it was Venetian blind, but it was Venetian, I believe it is.
Venetian, yeah.
It was a species, basically, of... it sounded like somebody got lazy, but I have an argument for it.
Yeah, I have a thought, too, as soon as I read it.
It's basically a rock. It's a living, or an animated rock named Geode. And the question was really, what do you think of, this starring character being a rock?
Yeah.
Mad props to the dude who invented the pet rock. I mean, seriously, you got nothing, you need $1 million. What do? Freaking genius.
Yeah. See, I think there's pros and cons to introducing a rock in the Star Wars universe. One, you're not really in your own lane. That's my biggest issue with it. I'm not saying I hate it. They're not really in their own lane. Because my personal opinion, if the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy never existed, you never would have had a pet rock in a freaking Star Wars movie.
But I believe, based on that article, because I did read the article, there are other, what would they be? They're life forms in the Star Wars universe that are not carbon-based. They're they're crystalline, or there's something
gaseous
to that effect.
Or something. Yeah. This is a rock.
I know. I mean, what's the difference between a rock and a crystal at the end of the day? I mean, hell, a geode, if we crack them open, technically we should find crystal, right?
Yeah, well, at least a rock can be a pet.
That's fantastic. We circled back. So you're against it?
No, I'm not against it per se. I think I think it's worth injecting some, in my opinion, humor into Star Wars because it needs to take itself a little bit less serious. I'm okay with that. But I think that they owe a lot to books like Douglas Adams and Hitchhiker's Guide, because I think that is slightly off kilter. Like it's not like a normal character you put in a book or in or a movie where you just have a rock. I would imagine that in the Hitchhiker's Guide, where
I figured
a rock would just show up.
I figured you'd be against the rock, and I have a counter argument on why I think the rock's a-okay and you can run with it. Is it unorthodox? Yes. Does it seem lazy? Absolutely. Can you make it like, oh, hey, I thought of a fucking rock.
Yeah, I know. Wow. I'll take my $1 million paycheck now.
Really need a character. What?
Yeah.
I got a rock.
Yeah,
that'll work.
Yeah,
but
couldn't you have gone Play-Doh or something?
My argument is this, and you're probably I may even sway you on this one.
Oh boy,
it's a single word argument.
Yeah,
Groot.
I am rock.
Groot's a fucking tree.
He is a tree, but he's damn cute.
It's adorable. Love Groot. But I mean, at the end of the day, like you work slightly harder than the Rock Man, but not really all that much.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's why I think DC Comics is uninspired. Like, seriously, look at their heroes.
Yeah.
Superman, Batman.
Like, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's just, it's like, wow, way to be creative.
What I like most about Groot, though, not to go off too off the subject, is Groot was voiced by Vin Diesel, and all he says, I am Groot, over and over again.
Fantastic.
Best acting job he's ever done. By far.
I mean, it covered his full range of emotion.
It did, yeah, definitely. But, so, best. Vin Diesel, perfect.
I actually, I'm not even joking, man. Chronicles of Riddick was the shit. Pitch Black was where it was at.
Yeah, that was a scary movie. The first one was scarier than the rest. Yeah.
But yeah, it got more sci-fi, but still, I still love it. It's like freaking it's like those werewolf ones. They're not good, but I love them.
Oh, Underworld.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first one was good. Then they just went way downhill afterwards.
Yeah.
But the first one was pretty good. And Kate Beckinsale can look
I know, all day long. But, I mean, on that argument, Vin Diesel proves Darwin. It's just like, aha.
Yeah.
Darwin was right.
Actually, so I think the Chronicles of Riddick is basically Dune, but with a coat of black paint, really.
That's great.
Or not, I'm not saying his quality of Dune. I'm just saying of the books, but like Dune, like that kind of like sci-fi, kind of weird sci-fi on the outer edges, kind of thing.
It was surprising, yeah. And that's I like a pleasant surprise.
Yeah. So no, I didn't hate it. I have all those movies.
Absolutely loved it. Yeah.
And it's not like The Matrix. There's only one movie of those.
In fact, exactly. I think everyone on the show knows I hate about everything, just shy of. And so when I come across something that's great, I'm like, ooh, that's special. So Michael, I
Yes,
mean, my vote
The
on
Rock.
it is The Rock is okay. I'm okay with The Rock. I
Yeah.
smell what The Rock is cooking.
Yeah, I'm okay. I guess I'm not saying I'm against it as much as I'm like, you're standing on shoulders of greatness here when you put this rock here.
It's great.
Of giant. You stand on the shoulders of giants to put this rock here.
I quote Douglas Adams on a fairly regular basis.
I love Douglas
I'm not
Adams.
even kidding.
Yeah.
I use 2 quotes on a regular basis.
Yeah.
One is just from an interview he had, and he said, "A learning experience is anything you walk away from saying, well, I won't do that again."
That's true.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
And then the other one I love is that nothing travels faster than the speed of light, with the possible exception of bad news, which obeys its own special laws.
Yes. Oh, you're making me want to read that. He jokes, I used to read books all the time, and I read all the Hitchhiker's Guides and all the sequels. So I have read all those.
Douglas, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was the first time printed word made me laugh.
Yeah.
How special is that?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Before that, I'd never read something that evoked laughter.
Yeah. And it was such an interesting, just the whole thing was my cup of tea because I love sci-fi. And then you got this guy who's just like, I'm just gonna, can you lay in front of this bulldozer for me? We're gonna go to the pub.
I know the exact line that made me laugh.
Yeah.
He was describing the spaceship, and he said it hung in the air, kind of the way a brick doesn't.
That's
And I'm like,
that's
wow.
just genius. Yeah. The pros of Douglas Adams.
Kind of the way a brick doesn't.
Kind of I know. It's just special.
Yeah.
That's so special. It's fun to read. Yeah.
That guy was gifted.
Yeah. Jeez, damn it.
So, wow. So anyway, and guys, when I look down like this, again, lazy, holding the head up, nothing to do with shyness. I noticed I do that a lot in the show.
He's shy.
I'm very shy. That's why I talk about pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So somewhere in here, though, was Michael's email. And again,
Yes.
I'm giving The Rock a thumbs up.
Yeah.
So where are you going?
I'm giving a thumbs sideways.
I
give it a solid meh.
I thought my Groot argument was a good one.
It's a good argument. I don't know if it really swayed me as much as me thinking that Groot's. I don't know. He's
Love
pretty
Groot.
cool actually.
Yeah, he hangs out with the raccoon. I mean,
I
what's
know.
not to like?
Jeez.
We all love trash pandas.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you know me. Nothing like great segues. I've got a ton of heavy stuff.
Yes.
But I just don't even want to talk about it because the shows have been so heavy lately. It's brutal.
Yeah.
I am pleased to say, though, folks, I have not been reading the news anywhere near like I said I was. The politics I just kind of breeze over now.
You do kind of feel like you don't need to be plugged into it like you used to. You're trusting these guys to make the decisions and not destroy our country.
Oh, no, I'm not. No, actually, it's so much worse than that.
It's worse?
After the second, I can't think of the word right now. I'm spacing
Insurrection?
out.
Or the,
No, there's only the one insurrection, thank
Yeah.
God. But the acquittal, I guess, is
Oh,
what
the
I'm
second,
looking for.
yeah,
The
impeachment
second
acquittal.
impeachment acquittal. I realized nothing matters. There's nothing sacred.
Yeah,
You can storm the halls of our capital. It matters not. So, no, I don't trust any of them. And for
Yeah,
the record, I want to be clear. I'm looking at you two Democrats. I don't trust any. You know who I trust? Actually, I trust one because he's my spirit animal. That picture of Bernie is my fucking spirit animal,
Bernie
folks.
animal. Yeah,
So,
Bernie.
I trust Bernie. I really do. Yeah. And that's probably, there are some good eggs out there, but they're few.
They're tough.
The system is broken, though, and that's why I don't read the news, because it's just, I'm broken now. Nothing is sacred.
I watched a video that somebody posted online of Bernie Sanders in like 1980 when he ran for mayor of Burlington, Vermont, and he became mayor. And he says the exact same things he says now.
I believe it.
Nothing's changed. His goal's always been the same. Yeah. So I can understand kind of like saying Bernie's out there for us.
Let's and I knew Bernie wouldn't win ever because I loved Bernie from the get-go, and I'm I'm not saying I agree with everything, but he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And that's funny, actually. That was actually a good segue. Let's jump right into heavy. So I read an article sometime in the last, we'll say 4 weeks, 3 weeks, whenever we did our last show here. I mean, it's 3 weeks since the last show, so we'll say 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was about a 7-year-old girl in Alabama who opened a lemonade stand so she could earn some money for her brain surgery. And and apparently people were outraged because it was told on a news show as a feel-good story, and people, thank God, people were saying the obvious, which is, one, that's not a feel-good story.
Yeah.
That is not a feel-good story. But that is record-scratching kind of shit for me, because Is that the system working?
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling society? Is this what we call evolution? Let me repeat that. A 7-year-old girl opening a lemonade stand so she could get money for her brain surgery. Now, I know, and this is how it ties to Bernie.
Yeah.
I know having a healthcare system that would care for somebody like that, so she didn't have to open a 7-year-old girl had to open a lemonade stand. And I know caring for somebody like that out of the coffers of the U.S. tax dollars. Oh my God, he's a socialist.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say it this way. I'd rather be called a socialist than whatever names I have to call the person that's okay with the 7-year-old girl having to open a lemonade stand to get brain surgery. So, I assure you, the words I have are much worse than socialist.
That's one thing I never got. I don't know what politicians, they convinced everyone socialism is bad, and it sounds too much like other isms, and it's not bad.
I'll be frank. What I've read on communism hasn't been a ton. It's a great idea with one major flaw: human beings.
Yeah.
We are corrupt. We will be corrupt. I'm no exception. You're no exception. It's a bummer of the human heart, but it is what it is. So that will never work, nor would I want it to. But caring for the masses, making sure everyone has enough food, because there are starving people in our country right now.
Yes.
Our evolved country here. Caring for those people, and I know what it boils down to. Yes, caring for people that don't want to work. They just want to coast through this life. They don't have the same goals and ambitions as the rest of us. They don't, they just want a free ride, and they want to do whatever it is they do till they die. Yes, you're caring for them. Okay, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm more okay with that than I am with the 7-year-old girl opening the lemonade stand. Yeah. And I don't know what that makes me, but I bring it up just to say there's something terribly, terribly wrong. And, I'm going to harken back to the king story in the well from a few episodes ago. Every day feels like that. And I can't drink from the well. Yeah. Everybody's fucking nuts. And I'm clearly the problem because I'm not okay with that. That's not all right. But it seems to be the norm. And I recognize that I seem to be the different one. And I just can't make sense of the world anymore. So that's why I don't read the news as much. It's not that I trust politicians at all. It's because it's so broken that why doesn't matter. Yeah. When your clock's broken, it's going to be right twice a day. But seriously, do you look at it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I see your point. I don't know.
That was a lot, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I still feel like we're... Yes, maybe we didn't realize how broken our country was, and it's not going to get any better. Now that we have a different leadership, it's not going to get better overnight. But some things will get better. Not everything, but some things will get better.
I agree. No, we've definitely made a lot of progress, but I mean, it's pandemonium out there, folks, and we seem to be on a crusade against education and promoting hate, and it's driving me crazy because it's not who we are. And, the problem here really is that I'm proud to be an American, and I'm a patriot. I can't help it. But, I mean, the things that are going on lately are insane, And Cuomo, Jesus Christ, dude, you were like the one adult in the room. You had a chance. And when I say you fucked it, I mean, actually, you didn't even get that far. You just, why'd you have to go and be, do all this shady shit, dude? Like, seriously, that was one of my biggest complaints about COVID. It was so bad, it made me like you. And now look at us. I mean, it's just, there's no heroes anymore, it seems.
Sad.
So, woo. Happy show. But again, the good news is, though, again, other than that story, because that one was so appalling, I wanted to call it out, I literally don't have much. I mean, I could tell you the headlines that I've read recently are all the people that I've pretty much called out as douchebags before continue to be douchebags. Yep. Half the country thinks wearing a mask is somehow a civil rights violation. Yep. They don't seem to understand that the virus, one, you may be asymptomatic. Two, it's not really about you. It's about the fact that you're potentially infecting those around you. And three, the concept of public versus private property. When you are in a store, that is not public property. So when they say get out because you're not wearing a mask, you can pull out all the notes from whatever medical professionals you want. You can cry about your persecution because your God says wearing masks is wrong and whatever other reasons you have. But as the video I saw the other day, which I am a shameful person because I watched it, but it was basically a woman in a bank refused to wear a mask. And then cop shows up and says, hey, you need to either wear your mask or leave. She says, what are you going to do, arrest me? He says, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And she proceeds to basically resist arrest, and turns out she got arrested.
Yeah, what a shock.
Yeah, because she was on private property. Yep. Because a bank is not the public.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, they can kick you out and refuse service.
But seriously, I'll say it this way: if anybody's a regular listener, I'm going to doubt you share these views of just the Republican Party at this point. I mean, honestly, and I know there's some good apples in that barrel, but the old adage of you're not going to throw out the barrel of apples because of one rotten one. Yeah. Well, likewise, you're not going to keep the barrel of rotten apples because there might be a good one in there. So I'm just running with that.
I saw somebody posted, so it made it rounds on the internet where somebody posted at a workplace just a chart so people would understand why wearing a mask is important. Shows a picture of two men, one guy urinating on the other guy's leg. And he goes, if the guy put on pants, the other guy, he goes, well, it'll help him a little bit, but, it's still going to be getting on him. And then the other guy, if he puts pants on, he'll be just peeing on himself. So that's kind of what it is. So it's like you both wear pants because it protects you both a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not the greatest, but it works.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, if that's what it takes. But, I mean, honestly, though, this is like basic stuff, folks. I mean, this is not the government's not... like secretly saying, haha, wear the masks. Yep. People don't want to get vaccinated now because, well, I understand the trepidation. They did rush it. I wouldn't have been the first in line, nor was I. And on that note, you and I have both gotten the first shot.
The first shot, yep. In 2 weeks, we're going to get the second one.
My wife hasn't been able to yet, but I am one of those high-riskers, so, 2 weeks. Yep. I'm hoping it doesn't F me up too bad. I have not yet taken the time off of work. I don't want to. I don't want to waste the time, to be honest with you. Yeah. But
I'll find something to do with the day.
I'm playing it by ear.
Yeah, when I take the time off, I'll find something to do.
Oh, no, you'll be fine. Yeah. You got more time than anything.
Yeah.
I have to pick and choose.
Yeah.
But, I'm trying to... I'm just hoping it's not that bad.
Well, they say you might get fatigued or something.
Or feverish or chilly. I hate the cold chills. Oh,
yeah.
That was the whole cancer thing, man. I know a thing or two about the cold chills. They are just not fun.
Agreed.
So, we'll see.
So, we're getting vaccinated, so that's good. We're doing our I don't know, it's our civic duty, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed. But, I mean, not for nothing. If Trump got vaccinated, didn't tell anybody. Because he's a
lied. Yeah, he's like
and if I don't know why you're not getting vaccinated if you're not. But it's one of those things. If you have the option, I'm not a doctor, but, I mean, I think it's the right thing to do. I'll say that for yourself and for society as a whole. And I understand people don't want to, but it's.
But without vaccines, we still have polio. We still have chicken pox has been vaccinated away. I didn't know that. That happened in the freaking 90s. I had no idea.
Well, the thing here is, and that is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The thing is, do vaccines sometimes have negative side effects? Absolutely. No doubt about it. Anything has a risk to it.
Yeah.
So that's not the right question, though. It's the risk reward. Is the risk versus the reward? And that's no question. The risk is versus the reward. Let me see, And in this case, honestly, I think most people are like me too. I'm getting vaccinated more for the protection of those around me than I am for myself.
Yes. Yeah, if you care about other people, you wear a mask, you get a vaccine. It's really more about other people.
Yeah.
Not yourself as much.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's making the round on the internet is an old video that Penn and Teller put out in the 90s about vaccinations because there's always been anti-vaxxers.
Yeah.
And they just basically used a physical demonstration where on Penn Jillette's side, he had a plastic wall. He goes, "At the vaccine." All the floor was covered with little children, and they start throwing balls. He goes, "A polio vaccine," and you would see the one without the plastic shield, kids dying, you know. And he goes, "Yeah, here's the one kid who may get autism, although it doesn't cause autism on my side. But that's it, one kid out of all of this, you know." So it's,
that's a correlation, not causation thing. The autism thing. And that's a tough one.
There's absolutely no proof of that.
That's a tough one. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. People not understanding science and just looking at the correlation and saying, "Ha, that's the reason." And it's like, no, that's not. That's
no. You're looking for a connection that isn't there. But what you said, the benefits still outweigh the negatives.
Exactly.
Globally, and what it does to our health.
And the other thing too, and I always just want to throw this out there, and I don't mean to be a negative Nelly, but even after the second dose, we're not immune to COVID.
You're right. Yeah, I know.
It's not a shield, and you're like, I'm going to go lick all the subway poles. No, don't do that. That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea ever.
Especially
if you do that and you live, probably COVID, you can probably just eat that for breakfast.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know why, but anytime I've ever gone to Manhattan in like the winter, I've always come back with sick.
100% time. There was a winter like 6 or 7 times. It was the subway poles. I'm telling you, I can see disease on them.
You don't think of things when you're down there, like grabbing poles and stuff on the subway, and you're holding it, and you're like, I have no idea how many germs is on here.
I was down there once. I'm talking to this engineer, and I'm like, and he's like, "Oh, you going back to your hotel? It was after dinner or something?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just waiting for my Uber." He's like, "Why don't you take the subway?" I'm like, "I don't take the subway."
Yeah.
And he's like, "But it's only a couple bucks." I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine. I don't even have any drinks at dinner. Believe me, they can spring for the Uber." And he's like, "But it's going to take you 20 minutes. The subway would take you 5." And I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Can you get the subway car with no other people in it?"
Yeah.
And he looked at me and says, "You should take an Uber."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I'm waiting for him."
Yeah. You can't get a subway car out of personal experience with only one person in it, but that he usually did something to himself that made everybody else want to leave.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's, I don't.
It's weird down there.
Yeah, it does get strange. Yeah. I do ride the subway, though, with others, but I get lost. Yeah,
sometimes you don't know which side you're coming on, the northeast end or the southwest end, and you're like, which street am I on?
Oh, yeah, I'm notorious for exactly. Like, there's a good 80% chance when I come out of the subway, I'm going to walk at least a block the wrong way.
Yeah, and that's one thing good thing in Manhattan. You going down. I was supposed to be going higher numbers here. Yep. Turn the go the other way.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you figure it out quick enough, but yeah. Too funny.
Yeah.
Too funny. Well, hopefully that's opening up again soon. I don't think I'm going back down anytime soon just because why would I, put myself at risk? But I'm a dumbass too. The right opportunity, I might.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to going to the office at least a couple days a week.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
I need a whiteboard again, a real physical whiteboard.
That's funny. I do miss a whiteboard every now and again.
Yeah.
That's great stuff. So... All right. Well, I wrote down a good one, and this is I think everyone knows Kevin and I are friends. That's how this show came to be. We're friends, and we wanted to share this with folks and kind of, our normal hanging out, talking about nothing. And with that, Kevin's. How do you say this? Kevin's kind of the man in my life, and I don't mean that. And I'm very heterosexual. Not that I care one way or the other what your preferences are, but. I'm not one of those, I don't own a motorcycle. I never will.
Oh, yeah?
He does.
I do, a Harley.
I always say, if you want me to fix something, I can fix anything. Hand me my phone and my wallet.
Yeah.
I'll get it fixed.
Anything.
I won't ever touch anything. But I will call an expert who knows how to fix things, because I don't. And I'm really bad at manly activities. I'm just bad at them, I can build a fire, I can do that, I can do some things, but, just what I'd call basic, everyday manly activity. I can open jars, I can take out the trash, I can do shit like that, but basic manly things just don't qualify. It's just out of my league. So that brings me to the wipers.
Oh, yeah, I saw him sitting right there. I'm like,
oh, yeah,
he's going to make me do in the rain.
No, that's a good point. We won't do it today, but yeah, Kevin and I have a bet going. He's saying... Yes. Because every time I've changed wipers in my life, and I've done it before, it's been a learning experience where I've learned how to change windshield wipers. And it's taken me way too long, and I finally got it done. Until the next time I had to change wipers. And it's the only activity I've found where there's no learning curve for me. The bar is flat because I start all over again. I have no idea what I'm doing. By the time I figure it out, I'm like, oh, that was easy. Until the next time when I have to start all over again and I have no idea how to do it. So Kevin and I have a bet. Kevin's saying he can change a windshield wiper on my car. One
Both
wiper.
of them.
Oh, both of them.
I thought it was both or just one wiper.
Oh, yeah, because you have to run around. You're right. Yeah, you can change both wipers on my car within 30 seconds.
30 seconds. And I thought about it today, and I still think I could do it.
And he has it. He can have them out of the packaging.
Yep.
So he's going to basically be at my door with them in hand.
Yep.
30 seconds, go.
Yep.
I don't know if he can do it or not. But we bet big money. It was $1 US.
$1 US.
I'll be honest, I'm getting my dollar's worth regardless of whether he wins.
I know. I think I can do it in 30 seconds because it looks just like mine, and they just pop off and pop on. They're pretty easy. That
reminds me. So one day, well, I told you I'm a dumbass as far as traveling to work. I try to work hard. I really do. I don't know if that's a weird thing or not, but they're paying me. Whoever my employer is, they're paying me, and they're paying me good money to do something, and I'm going to do my damnedest. That's just how I look at it. So my last life, well, you worked there for a little while. I was usually the first one there and the last one to leave.
Yeah, that's true.
And your boss at the time, actually, slept late, much later than I did. So and he was the one who decided when we were closing our office. So when he decided it was too snowy and we're having a snow day, I'd already been there 2 hours. So this was one of those days. Yeah. Then there's one other guy in the building. I made sure he got out. And then I get in my car, start it up, shit you not, driver's side wiper snaps.
Oh.
Snowstorm.
That's
active snowstorm, like snowing.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of a problem. I need that. So I kind of jimmy it and make it work. And it's somehow hanging on, but I know when I'm driving, like the minute it shakes loose, I'm losing the whole wiper.
Oh, God.
So now it becomes the game of, okay, well, there's an auto store right near my house. I can just go in there and have them change my wipers real quick. So I'm like, okay, how can I get home, where the office was versus my home?
Yeah, it's a bit of a drive.
With as few wipes as possible.
Yeah.
The windshield wipers.
Yeah, I've been there.
I did it in like 4 or 5, to be honest with you. It was a minimalist. Like I honestly couldn't see for 80% of that drive. But I get to the auto parts store and I'm like, hey, I'm looking for the wiper. Knowing me, I don't even look in the book. I just ask them, this is what I'm looking for. They give it to me. I said, great. Do you have someone that can install them? And then this is I can't believe I never told you a story. This moment of my manliness.
Well.
And the guy's like, yeah, no problem. Ruth! Sweet Ruth comes out. Ruth's like this big. There's nothing to Ruth. It's an adorable little thing. Weighs like nothing. And I'm like in a fucking bonnet holding my little shepherd's hook because that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
I felt like little Bo Peep.
You're this old lady going out. Let me take care of that.
I think I tipped Ruth $10 because I'm like, this is $10 of manliness.
Oh, wow.
And poor Ruth is like, oh, sometimes they stick, and I've got this special. She's doing everything she can to make me feel like a man again.
Yeah, it's like it can be difficult, like a jar's lid,
and it felt like it happens to everybody, honey. And I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Wow.
So that's my windshield wipers Ruth story. It was me and my manliness. So
you were literally going to have the auto store put these on too?
Absolutely. I've got no shame when it comes to that. I said it the other day at work. My embarrassment gene is completely broken.
Yeah.
God forbid you tell me I do a good job, because I'll turn like 12 shades of red. Well, but when it comes to stupid shit like this, I just don't care.
You don't care. That windshield wipers, it's literally one lever, the thing pops off.
Are you kidding me? I go in there now shouting for Ruth. I'm like, Ruth, I need you, honey.
Yeah, Ruth. Windshield wipers again. I think my problem is not that I'm not manly in any way, but I think that I'm obsessive compulsive behavior.
Absolutely, you are. Yep.
And so I read somewhere that windshield wipers last 6 months. So I have my wife's car, I got my car. Every 6 months, new windshield wipers. Yep. So I change them all the time.
Well, you're the king of 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Like if Kevin comes across a challenge of some kind, something he can't figure out, he will say 5 more minutes to you For as long as you let him.
Yeah, it could go on
I mean,
for
hours.
days.
Yeah.
It could go on for days.
It probably could.
Yeah.
And
Just give me another minute.
I'm almost there. 5 more minutes.
Almost there.
Yeah, I'm almost
It started happening tonight.
I'm almost there. Yeah, I cut him off tonight because that's the thing. Yeah, we never would have had a show.
That's why with the LCD background instead of I was going to have a brick wall or something. But yeah, we ran into a brick wall.
That is, wow. King of the dad jokes. That is great.
I just made that up.
This is a can I keep kicking down the road, and I'm going to do it today too.
Yep.
Because I really want to do a little more research on this one. But one of these days we're going to talk about censorship as a whole.
Yeah.
Because I'm personally offended by it.
Yeah.
And specifically what we're going to talk about is don't pick up a man in the Alps. But we're going to talk about all of censorship.
That's an example where censorship was awesome.
There are a few moments where it becomes something special, but no, I find it fundamentally wrong, and I'll give you a little teaser for that for some future episode.
Yeah.
I'll just say this. Your kids are smarter than you give them credit for, and they're destined to be smarter than you. That's the rub.
Yeah.
I think we all forget that, and we think, especially when we look at our kids, and I don't have kids, but I know plenty of parents. When you look at your kids and you see them doing something stupid, like my kid is actively banging his head into the wall, like there's something clearly wrong here, and you forget. You were doing stupid shit too. Just like, I mean, I'm certain that at some point there was a cave mom and a cave dad looking at their cave at their kid, watching him smash rocks into his own face, and they're just like, we are so screwed.
Yeah.
This is the future.
Yeah. We might as well go back in the ocean.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And it just, I think every generation does that. I believe it's part of the cycle, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard to believe at times, but the rule, overall, it's true. I know there's exceptions to everything, but your kids are destined to be smarter than you. Just like their kids are destined to be smarter than them.
And that's why I'm never having kids.
Is that why why are you never have kids? I don't think we've ever talked about that.
I'm too old.
Bullshit. How did you end up too old to have kids? Why didn't you have them before then?
I don't know. I mean, my first wife didn't want to have kids, and now I am kind of too old now to. I'm 45. I don't want to have kids. I don't want to be playing ball with them when I'm 65. You know, say, hey, catch this, Shunny. You know,
do you want to be playing ball with them now? You don't want to play ball.
No, but I played video games with them.
I was going to say, I don't think you want to play ball at all. So you were indifferent on the matter then?
Well, I wanted to have kids when I was younger.
You did? I did too, actually. I wanted 30 of them. I wanted a soccer team.
Yeah. But yeah, it didn't happen. Just didn't happen.
I'll be honest.
I'm kind of glad it didn't.
Mick made a strong argument.
Yeah.
It's basically, I'll say it this way. There's two reasons I haven't had kids. One is I'm selfish, to a degree. You know, it's a lot of responsibility. I just, no. Yeah. And not to mention, man, my cats, they're freaking brats. My kids would be demons. Because I'd let them do whatever the hell they wanted.
That's the problem. Yeah, you and I are raised in a similar way, and you kind of raise your kids like either you go full bore that bad, or you go the opposite direction and just like no rules.
Oh yeah, no, my kids would be the Antichrist. Yeah, because I'd be like, yeah, whatevs.
Yeah,
I got your back. Yeah, it wouldn't be good. But honestly, I went a whole nother route. For me, it's not about immortality. I think that's guaranteed. I think we're all coming back, folks. And here's some crazy shit. I may have mentioned this before, but no joke. This is not my first rodeo, buddy. A guy who doesn't believe in anything, I firmly believe in reincarnation. I know that's weird as shit, but telling you, been here before. Will be again. Don't know why. That's the one that's what gets me. But where was I going with that? Well, be that as it may. I've lost the thought. Sorry. I've lost the whole thread there. There was a point there. Exactly. It's gone forever.
Kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So no immortality. Thank you, kids. And there's, 4.7 billion of us?
Yeah, there's too many.
I've yet to read the article of start procreating. We're running out of people. I haven't read about that being a problem yet, but quite the contrary. There's honestly, actually, I was about to say there's too many of us on this rock. I don't believe that to be true, honestly. I think we are in paradise. I think we just need to figure out how to share nicely, and we probably never will. But I believe we are taxing our environment.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't believe we're currently structured to support, well, I know we're not currently structured to effectively support 4.7 billion people. but I think we're capable of it. So long story short, overpopulation is currently a thing, and I just don't feel the need to add
to it. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think my genetics are fine not to be passed on. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, well, it's... I like you as a person, buddy. I think the world's losing something, but honestly, I wouldn't want anybody to... I've been angry for...
There's too many bad
years.
genes in my family, though. I mean, there's, alcoholism.
You don't have the rage, though, that I see. You have doses of it. You have the depression, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've had issues when I was younger.
Okay, see, I've got the rage. Even now, I've got the rage. It just burns inside of me, and I'm just forever mad. And it's a horrible existence. Yeah. And I wouldn't want anybody to have that. I am getting much better at tempering it. I think I'm just getting old and tired. But it's still there, and it's brutal, And it's just, I wouldn't want to pass that on to somebody. I really wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I've always thought, you can adopt, There's that option. But I'll be frank, as I say to coworkers all the time, I'm wise enough to suspect that one day there will come a day I regret not having children. But today's not that day. And tomorrow doesn't look good
either. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's more or less how I feel about it.
And I do have a younger generation that may or may not, but I think they will end up taking care of me when I'm old and gray.
I love that people worry about that kids are an investment in my future. Like
they are.
This is part of my retirement plan because seriously, the grass isn't going to mow itself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just fucked up. That's all the wrong reasons. I hope they put you in a home that just does not just treat you poorly.
I'm in that now.
That's fantastic. Not to mention, I'm going to be outside your window.
Yeah.
Doing whatever it is you can't do.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, you can't have cheeseburgers like this one? Oh.
I can't have one now. I would.
Awesome. I'll break you up.
If I could have waffles,
I will break you out of that retirement home.
Yeah, well, break me out.
Yeah.
It'd be like Cocoon.
Oh, it'd be fucking
We're going to go swimming in a pool.
We're going to be a riot as old men.
Yeah. We're going to swim in a pool with big eggs.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Cocoon, the movie.
Well, believe it or not, that is 47 minutes, and we haven't even gotten to the What Are You section. So why don't we jump into that? Because I've got a lot to talk about, actually. But you mind if I start with what are we watching?
Yeah.
Because we watched The Stand, buddy, since last. The reboot of The Stand.
That's I highly recommend it. Never to waste your time.
I didn't hate it.
How'd you not hate it?
I did not hate it. First of all, and you're going to hate me for it, but
Matthew
there's definitely
McConaughey
crap you've recommended
that
I definitely swallowed The Stand way better. It ended horrifically because it's Stephen King, and we knew that. I won't lie. I'll never watch that version again because I'm an OG original. What was that, 90s one?
Yeah, I've never seen the original.
Oh, see, I like that one better. Don't get me wrong. Its ending's horrible. You just need to know, it's Stephen King, i.e. the ending's going to suck. Once you swallow that pill, you're fine. But yeah, I didn't hate it. I'll say that. I didn't.
Wow. I just thought it was horribly acted. Just horribly. And that guy was like Matthew McConaughey's role that played the devil.
I call him Eric from True Blood. Do you ever watch Vikings?
Like maybe half the first season.
Okay, you know the character Floki?
Yeah.
That's his brother. If you can believe it. You want to talk about, I'd be so pissed if I was Floki, because Floki's been in a bunch of shit. I actually love that guy. But, not for nothing, dude. Eric's like a fucking Adonis. Floki is so not.
Yeah. That's funny.
It's just rough. But yeah, I like that actor, actually. I think he's good.
Wow, I didn't think he was very good in it.
I mean, he doesn't act. He plays him.
Yeah.
I've seen him in a thousand things. He was in Generation Kill. Did you ever see that? That was good.
No. I know there's so many things I felt was so wrong. Every scene Whoopi Goldberg was in, I just wanted to throw away.
Well, Whoopi was what she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've seen worse.
I thought it was trash.
I've seen way worse. I've seen way worse that you recommended.
It's one of the things where we're like, Charlize liked it too. She did. I did not.
Yeah.
And we're like, I guess I gotta watch the last episode. I don't even care what happens to these people anymore.
Well, that's funny, actually. So we're watching a show, too, now that it's called Wayward Pines. I'll start there. It was on Fox. And I'd read the trilogy of books, and it's funny how I found that author. It's the craziest way. Weird coincidences here. You bought me a book called Dark Matter once by an author with a name.
Yeah.
Not good with names, folks. I don't know what to
I don't
tell you.
remember either. It was a book. I know I wasn't going to use it.
It's called Dark Matter. It's a sci-fi book. That's all you're getting from me because that author also wrote, I believe it was a trilogy of books called Wayward Pines. And on those books, he had a name too.
Yeah, it could be anything.
It could be Mike, could be Roger.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
I want to say it's Richard, actually.
Yeah,
but
Dean and Koontz? I don't know.
Yeah, no idea. But anyway, so I read that book. Well, first of all, actually, you bought me the book, and the problem is, and I feel bad, my boss bought me a book, and if you're listening, Dave, I'm sorry, buddy, I haven't read it yet. And it was like a year ago. And the problem is this, folks. I read in bed. And my wife's next to me, so I read on my Kindle because I've got my little cover and I can keep the light off of her. She can sleep. I can read. Everyone's happy. No lights on. You bought me a real book.
Yes, paper.
And like a year later, I'm like, fuck, my best friend bought me a book. I still haven't read it. What kind of shitty friend am I?
I'll pull through.
Because I worry about shit like this.
I don't know why, because I'd pull through.
Yeah, because you still haven't even watched Battlestar Galactica, even though I watched all 900 episodes of Babylon.
Well, that's because one was good, one wasn't.
Yeah, I know, and you still haven't finished it.
I just stepped into that one.
You really made it easy.
Yeah.
But the worst part is I'm not even saying, but I don't even remember Battlestar Galactica at this point. It's been so freaking long.
Good.
And
I get the gist.
I'll say it this way: Babylon 5 wasn't not the biggest piece of crap I've ever seen. It wasn't good. But I do emphasize how much I hated it for your benefit.
I watched it again, the remastered version,
I
from
believe
beginning to
that.
end.
Yeah, I said you still haven't watched Babylon 5. But meanwhile, being the good friend that I am.
Yeah. Well, you're not reading my books. I buy you.
I bought the digital version of that book
Just
so I could read the book that my friend bought me.
I would have scanned it in for you.
That's fantastic.
No.
And I'll say this. I actually recommend that book, Dark Matter, because it was lame and predictable.
Yeah, sounds like something I'd buy.
I read it, and it was lame and predictable. And then, and I love when this happens because it's so rare in my life. And then when I knew everything that was going to happen, it took one of those hard fucking lefts, man. It just, you didn't see it coming, and you're like, oh. And he hit me with just an original story that it was like, wow. It was that Twilight Zone freaking Black Mirror moment where your mind kind of melts a little bit because you're like, holy shit. Out of the million of options I thought that we could go with this, never would I've come up with that. And so yeah, it had a twist that I was so astounded by that it was, again, kind of like the opposite of Dexter. There's a moment, like it was ho hum until you hit that moment, and when you hit that moment, you're like, that was so good. I loved all that ho hum.
Yeah.
All that mediocrity is now great because this moment is so bright.
I've had that even recently. Yeah.
So I read the, I believe, trilogy of Wayward Pines, and it was pretty good. And I gotta say, this guy he's not my favorite by any measure. But he's not bad. Actually, you know who he reminds me of a lot? He reminds me of Philip K. Douchebag. Like Philip K. Dick to normal people.
Yeah. I can't read his stuff though. I've tried to read. I can't.
One of the worst authors I've ever read. He's horrible. The guy was so creative. His imagination was fantastic. One of the most creative sci-fi writers ever. Just couldn't tell a story to save his fucking life. Yeah. He's the only author I can think of where the movie's better.
Yeah, I could see that.
But this guy's kind of, he makes me think of that because there's something, I'm sorry, dude who has no name, Richard something possibly. You're close. Like you really have creative ideas. I love it. I mean, like I said, Dark Matter blew my mind away so much that I continued to read a few of his books. I've read quite a few of his stuff. And they're good. They're just not quite, I don't know what it is. It's like there's a je ne sais quoi missing. There's something that just never grabs you. But I read that trilogy, and I liked it. It was pretty good. It wasn't like, wow, you got to read this. I wouldn't recommend it to somebody. But when I saw the series, I said, let's check that out. So we watched season 1. It's not bad. Had Matt Dillon as the star, and that basically meant two things, because Matt Dillon, man, been in a million movies, and he plays Matt Dillon. Plays him really well, too. I mean, I believed it was Matt Dillon.
Actually, I don't mind him.
Oh, well, I just, throughout the whole thing, I just kept reminding Mickles that we're doing it for Johnny.
Yeah, doing it for Johnny. Yeah, because he was in He was doing it for Johnny in that one. What are you going to do this for Johnny?
We're still doing it for Johnny.
Yeah.
I throw that at
The
work.
Outsiders, because everybody knows what that.
Yeah, that's just a given.
Yeah. Stay gold.
Yeah, you know what? I don't even explain some of those. If you
Yeah.
either get it or you don't. But,
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, stay gold.
Yeah.
So we watched season 1, and I'm not going to say it was great, but it was all-star cast for sure. And it was, okay. It wasn't bad. I've seen worse. I didn't mind it at all. Season 2, we're starting to choke down. My note is season 2 is making me want to die.
So, glowing.
The characters are almost killing themselves. Like it almost seems like everybody wants to die and get off the show. Like I'm waiting for a guy to get shot and be like, oh, and they'll be like, there's no gun in the scene. Oh, I'm dying anyway.
Yeah. Pan off me. Let me go.
It's that bad at this point. And I'll be frank, we're only a couple of episodes in. I'm not 100% certain who the story's about anymore because they killed off all the characters you might give a crap about. And all that's left are a bunch of people that I don't care about, and I'm not even certain what the story is we're telling anymore. So, season 1, worth a watch, I suppose. You know, I've seen worse. Season 2, I'll get back to you when I finish it because that's the rub too. I said this at work today too. We were talking about books, and I said I'm the guy that like if I'm on page 3 of a shitty book, I'm like, well, I'm invested now. I made it this far.
Yeah, wow.
You know, so we're gonna finish it.
Yeah, I've given up on shows often.
There are very few books I've given up on. I was reading one, and not for nothing, guys. I'm serious. It was like 6 books for $2.99. Not trying to be an elitist, but that should have told me something.
Yeah. Bargain.
But when I say poorly written, this was like a self-published book, and I'm being very liberal with the word publish.
Yeah.
There was literally, right in the first book, the guy came to a fork in the road and he could go left or left. I'm not even fucking with you. Like, these are the kind of mistakes that were, like, I'm like, oh, I wonder which way he went. Since he could go left or left.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like Zork or something.
Things were spelled incorrectly. The story was nonsensical. And my wife, Mickles, you know, voice of reason in my life, said, you hate this. Because all I was doing was talking about how this is such a travesty that we're even calling this a book. I would have burned the thing, but it was digitally. I tried anyway. I mean, it was that bad.
Need a good virus.
And Mickles like, just stop reading the goddamn thing. And that was like a foreign language to me. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
She's like, just stop reading it.
Yeah. In fact, you can delete it.
But there's words left.
Yeah. There's words left.
And
Skip to the end.
I did finish. I did just stop reading it. That was like book 4.
So it took you 4 books to stop reading it?
Like it was like I read crap. So there have been very few books that I have. It doesn't mean I like what I read. Books are like everything else. I hate 90% of them.
I liked most of the books I've ever read. I think I would have given up reading altogether if I went through that.
Yeah, I just I don't know. You get something from reading. You really do. Me, sleep.
Yeah,
that's what I generally get from reading. But yeah, once I'm in, I'll be honest. The book I'm reading now, I don't know if I like it at all. We'll see. I liked it well enough. It's a second in a series. I do like big series. I like a big investment. Oh, that's something. I read somebody's coming out with a Wheel of Time. Robert Jordan TV show.
Does it keep on turning?
Yeah, that's awesome. It's Wheel in the Sky. It's Journey. God.
Yeah, but he pieces it together.
I know,
you piece it together. You know how my brain works.
Kevin hits me with song lyrics all the time, which is awesome, but I'm telling you, we're at like 98%. 98% of the time, he will fuck up at least one word.
Oh, definitely.
And it all started with the infamous, sometimes it rains in Africa.
Sometimes it rains in Africa.
Which, yeah, I'm not disputing that. It does.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm not the only one that misheard those lyrics.
No, you're not. No. Mickles got me a dictionary one year of misheard lyrics, and, you know, it was like, excuse me while I kiss this guy for Hendrix and things like that.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. And sometimes it rains in Africa.
It makes more sense. Oh, bless the rains there. Doesn't even make any sense. Nonsensical.
Who blesses the rains? Nonsense.
Nonsense.
Oh, that's great. Other than that, I haven't been watching much because I've been trying to plug in my headphones and play StarCraft with my friend Kevin whenever possible.
Yes, and whenever I show up at home and play.
I just love that when I text you to just say, hey, I'm not doing anything, you take it as a command, like, I must be available.
But it must be. I want to get level 15 all these guys too.
I know it's fun. I'm telling you, dude, I'm having a great time. Blizzard's such a weird company. Blizzard is who makes Diablo, makes StarCraft. They make World of Warcraft.
World of Crack, yeah.
Thank God we don't play it, because,
it'd be like they show them, that becomes your life.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
I don't think we can wield that responsibility.
No.
But Blizzard is funny because my wife's watching the stock on them, and she's like, oh, you love them. Should we invest in them? And I'm like, I'll be honest. They make the greatest games and the worst business decisions.
Yeah, I'm not sure I trust their stock.
This is the company that rolled out Diablo Immortal to their fans because, have you met your fans, Blizzard? Like,
yeah.
What the hell?
And that's what they said in the announcements. Don't you have mobile devices? What's the problem?
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't you have, I don't know, people that poll you, the people that buy your products?
Yeah.
Like, don't you have a marketing department?
Yeah.
That works both ways, Blizzard. But yeah, it's funny, but I gotta say, I stand by my statement. While their business decisions are atrocious, they make some really good games.
Yeah.
And even though StarCraft 2 is a decade old.
Oh, is it? I had no idea.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I recommended the game.
Oh, yeah, it has to be old.
That's one of the rules.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I did buy the rest of the gold box games I didn't have on GOG a couple days ago, so I do buy old games once in a while.
That's part of my retirement plan. Not kidding. Plan to
play
all
the gold
box
boxes,
games.
yeah.
And all the Final Fantasies, which is going to be hard because I may not live that long by the time we get there.
Yeah.
Who knows how many
Final Fantasies?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's one there's a trailer for a brand new one.
Yep.
So
it's crazy. All right, so that's all I've really been watching because, again, Michael's been watching the British shows left and right, and I've had my headphones on, so I couldn't even tell you about them. What about you? You been watching anything good?
Well, I told you last podcast that I finished watching WandaVision, which somebody wrote in that was sacrilege that I hated the first episode.
Okay, it's on the list. I haven't gotten to it yet. So, yeah, no spoilers either.
No spoilers, but yes, I hated the first episode. So that's the only spoiler you have from me is I hated it, probably because I didn't understand it and what it was trying to do. And I've spoken to some people that are not superhero fans and like this because it's a kind of a departure from the normal Marvel stuff, so.
Interesting.
I don't know. I liked it. So I'm starting going through my my TV shows I've recorded like a long time ago, and I'm like, oh, I've never finished watching this series. So there's a series called Elementary I never finished watching, and I rewatched it. It's Sherlock Holmes, and it's Angelina Jolie's boyfriend from Hackers.
I love that you're a huge Sherlock Holmes fan.
I love Sherlock Holmes.
I know you do. I love it.
I adore it. Mycroft Holmes, his brother. That's
great.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I read all those books. All read. I read Redhead League. I read all the books too. They're all great.
I don't know if I've ever.
Hound of the Baskervilles. Yeah, they're all good. But it's been so long. I saw my Plex that I've seen the first 2 seasons, and I'm like, and there's like 8 seasons of the show, and I'm like, I don't remember what happened the first 2 seasons.
We do 2 things.
So I started over.
If you're watching, I hate watching shows that are live. I prefer to watch everything all at once. I don't want to wait because I hate waiting. I'd seriously rather wait overall.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't go see Lord of the Rings in the theater.
Oh.
Refused.
Wow. Yeah, because they did kind of leave you hanging, but I've seen them all a bunch of times. All of them.
I've seen them all in the theater now, actually, to be honest with you. But I wouldn't even go until the third one was. I wouldn't watch the first 2 until the third one. I just wanted to binge them.
Yeah.
I watched them all. Basically, I watched them all at once.
The shame about the theatrical releases is that they're not the full movies. You need the full extended cut.
Believe me, I've seen the weekend version. That's what I call that because that's pretty much what it is, the weekend version of all 3 of them.
I have done that where I spend the weekend watching the extended cut.
They're like 3 freaking hours a piece.
Oh, it's awesome.
9 hours of freaking...
some I do.
It's
like, 10 episodes of some TV show I've been binging,
I've done it, dude. Fire's on. I keep the fire going. Believe me.
The music.
It's great sleeping.
Yeah, Howard Shore. I just think they just...
See, that's the problem. It ends up being like, 30 hours because you're like, wait, where did I fall asleep?
Yeah. They were walking somewhere.
Yeah, they were going somewhere.
I watched a YouTube video. This is hilarious. I watched a YouTube video where they said that when Samwise Gamgee was leaving in the beginning of the first movie, and he goes, "This is if I take one more step, this is the farthest ever been from the Shire."
Oh my God, I know what you're talking about.
And a couple say they saw him walking. And a couple seconds later, goes, "If I take one more step, this will be the far." They kept doing it over just a loop. This is the farthest I've ever been from the Shire. If I take one more step, and over and over again, I'm like,
oh, that's
I watched way too much of it than I should have.
Yep.
I'm like, it's true. Every step he's taken, it's the furthest he's been from the Shire.
I think I told you about this because they delight me, but stupid humor sometimes. But I saw a list of memes that were stupid humor, and I think I did some of these, but I'll share them with the audience. But one was a flight attendant asking a woman, would you like a drink? And she said, and the woman said, well, what are my options? And the flight attendant says, yes or no.
Yes or no.
Just, would you like a drink?
Yeah, would you like a drink?
It's
very simple.
It's so stupid, and I'm dying at these things because I'm like, well, I mean, it's not wrong.
Yeah, it's true. Yes or no. It's a yes or no question I just gave you. It's awesome.
Stupid things like that. You just made me think of it.
That is awesome. So I started watching. I will be watching Afterlife after your recommendation. Charlie said she wanted to see the show as well, so she wants to be depressed as well. Oh, and she's also a Gervais fan. She thinks he's awesome.
Dude's a genius. I mean, that guy's super smart. Oh, actually, you know what? Boy, I'm gonna mess up her name. I want to say it's Fran Lebowitz. Mickles has been watching a documentary, and it's an author and old Jewish woman, and she's basically, we're soulmates. This woman is pretty much like some of the bits she did. I swear to God, they're my bits. Like she basically did a spin on you had one thing to do.
You had one job.
Yeah, one thing to do. And it's just it was Martin Scorsese interviewing this woman, and I gotta say I don't even know what that was on, but I was in tears. I mean, it was hysterical. She was just talking about stupid things like I don't understand. I've been on a private plane before, and I've said to the people that own it, like, I don't understand. Like, if I had a private plane, I wouldn't let anybody on. And they're like, well, what about your friends? She's like, nope, wouldn't let them either. She goes on to say, like, I love my apartment because I get to control exactly who's there.
Yeah. That's nice.
It's like, yeah, okay, I can relate. She also talked about this. This was great. She said whenever people in her apartment building, because she lives in New York City, see her outside with bags, they'll always say, like, have a great vacation, have a great trip. And she's like, yeah, when I leave the house, I'm working. Like, if you see me with a bag, it's not vacation, I'm working. Yeah. I'm going so I can get money, so I can stay here. Nice. It's like, yeah, I get it. I get it all too well. But seriously, this is my argument, and I know we've all been trapped at home for a long time, so being a homebody is like another language, and honestly, guys, even I'm feeling it at this point, but I am a homebody. And my argument is this. I go out into the world. I find things that I like for one reason or another. I procure them. I bring them back to a centralized location. I hear. There is no place on earth that is more customized for me than where I am right now in my home.
This is true.
So why go looking for it is my take. Now granted, that was pre-COVID. At this point, yeah, I would love to go outside. So, all right, so what else? What else are you watching?
I'm watching the final season of Shameless, which I call the Carl Show now. Yeah. But there's a scene, I'm not going to say who said it or who, but they had a quote that both my wife and I looked at each other like, that's the whole quote of the entire show. It's like the best thing ever. There's one guy that's like, he's old, he's decrepit, and he needs a nurse, right? And it's not any of the main characters, so I'm not spoiling anything. And he goes, he doesn't need a nurse. And I'm like, he's paralyzed, he can't move, and he poops in a bag. What part of this tells me he doesn't need a nurse?
That's great. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's awesome.
Yep.
I'm like, he needs a nurse. I'm like, that's pretty funny.
That's great. So is that the last season at this
Yeah,
point?
they said it's the final season.
I was going to say they got to land that plane eventually.
I hope so. I just want to. I want to watch it just because now I'm more really curious about what happens to Deb, because she's out there.
And Deb broke my heart.
Oh man, she doesn't stop. It just doesn't quit this season. And then Carl, I'm telling you, it's the Carl show. It's a whole last season, Carl.
It's a good show. I never liked Fiona, but again,
she's gone though.
It's bittersweet in the sense that it's, remember how I described it to you earlier before you started watching it? I said everything plays out exactly like it was always going to.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so tragic to me is, it does hit too close to home with the whole, growing up poor. It wasn't that bad, that's for sure, but a lot of similarities. But, it's one of those things. I am a big believer in nurture versus nature. We are products of our environment, at least to a degree. I'm not saying nature doesn't play a role. I'm just saying we are products of our environment. And that's what I mean by the kids, even when they had opportunity, they fucked it up for one reason or another, but it was really because of the poor examples that had been given. And just that's, again, they were the summation of their environment. And that's what I meant by it was played out the way it was always meant to. And, again, it's just the parallels to real life are too broad for me. So it's a great show, and it's, it's hysterical. It absolutely is. But at the same token, there's that underlying current of just utter tragedy.
Yeah, and that doesn't stop in the last season. But, yeah, it's like everybody makes bad choices. Mm-hmm. And Carl makes bad choices, too. But his choices are more right than the rest. It's I don't know how to put
Carl
it.
has a moral code.
Yeah, he does have his own code. Yeah,
I respect people that have a code. I have a code. I've never written it down, but I have a code that I live by. Like there are lines I won't cross. I respect anybody who has a code, even if I don't necessarily agree with your code.
Yeah,
I think it's important to have one. What do you stand for? What will you abide by?
I think the show is worth watching just to see Carl. It's
great.
just how his arc of the whole show.
Yep.
And he does pretty well for himself as the last seasons go. So I think it's I don't know. I like where it's going. I hope it doesn't end tragically though, because who knows with this show, it could all tumble down at any moment. So that could happen still. I
like the magic trick Carl does in somewhere between seasons 1 and 3. Like I didn't like Carl at all originally. And then one day I realized, wait, I don't like anybody but Carl.
Yeah, just like a light switch. I was kind of like that too. I was like, the rest are kind of just jerks.
They make bad decisions.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart. Like they just fuck it up and then they fuck it up some more. Yep. And it's just like, oh, you're never gonna break the cycle.
Yeah.
Forever. Wow.
I think this season you could tell it's trying to end. You can see the end is nigh. So you can see they're trying to like make something better at the end. So I'm just hoping that it ends well.
Did you ever see the movie Couples Retreat? Vince Vaughn, I want to say. I can't tell you who else was
I don't think so. I usually don't watch his movies on purpose unless it's Dodgeball.
Dodgeball reluctantly. Like, I loved his early stuff, the early Favreau stuff, Swingers.
I haven't seen that, believe it or not.
That's cool enough.
But if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I don't even like slapstick humor, and that makes me laugh every time. Oh, did you see Justin Long's a PC now?
No, he's not.
The Mac is now a PC.
That's just wrong.
It kind of is, and I love it.
Yeah, that's just wrong. He's a Mac.
He's entirely a Mac.
Jesus, those are great commercials back in the day. I used to watch them all because they're hilarious.
I presume he's just running Windows.
He's just running Windows.
Using Wine or something.
Yeah, Wine. Yeah, he's emulator. He's an emulator. Oh, that's a nerd joke.
Yeah, I wouldn't just.
Yeah. Wow.
What level of nerddom there?
Yeah. Jeez.
I had the training this week, and we had to do role playing. And so
if you know what I mean.
Later on, I had to get with the greater group, and I said, I was a wizard. And they're like, I don't think you did it right.
Yeah, I think you, We're playing Neverwinter Nights? No,
that's not what we're doing now.
Yeah,
okay.
Jeez.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'd ask what you're playing. Well, I will ask. What have you been playing, buddy?
I've been playing StarCraft 2. I played a little bit of Horizon Zero Dawn because I do like that game. And I did load up for 5 minutes and then uninstalled a game called Dungeons because it was on it came free in Epic.
Okay.
And basically it's a new version of Dungeon Keeper, I think. And it was boring, so I uninstalled it.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
But I do plan on playing Outer Worlds again because I haven't played either of their 2 new DLCs and one just came out.
Okay.
And the one that just came out is a murder mystery.
Oh,
or
interesting.
most foul. So I want to play that one.
Okay. All right.
So I like Outer Worlds. I think it's a.
Haven't gone back to Cyberpunk?
No, I will eventually.
I will too.
Yeah.
I just figured the longer I wait, the better it'll work.
Yeah, it's a buggy game, and I'm mad at said I forget. It's not called CD Project Red. Somebody said you pronounce it wrong. It's like said Project Red. It's like it's not CD Project Red. You got to pronounce it differently. I was like, what? Yeah, you gotta look at. I gotta look up again.
Say.
Yeah, it's not CD. Because they're a Polish company. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I so shouldn't talk about this on the show, but I tell you what.
Yeah.
So apparently it was the show Versailles. Was made by I don't know, one of the studios was Canal Plus is the name of it. And so every time Mickles is constantly watching these kind of shows like Versailles, and it's constantly popping up Canal Plus. And it me being me, I'm like, see, Anal Plus?
What?
That sounds fantastic. Yeah. And it's just, it's one of those things.
Saturday Night Live thing.
This poor girl's exposed to me, full time, basically. And just after a while, I've gotten, we've been married so long that I hear Mickles yell at me whether she's there or not.
Yeah.
I know what she'd yell about. I know what she'd say. And I hear it regardless of whether she's there to say it. And the same thing, though. I know that works two ways. So even when I'm not there and she's watching Versailles, I have no doubt that part of her brain when that pops on the screen is like the jerk, see, Anal Plus. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
juvenile.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Saturday Night Live with the Jeopardy where he's a therapist and he goes, "I'll take the rapist for 100."
Penis mightier.
Yes.
The hell. A genius.
God, that was such a good show. It was great. Yeah, that's definitely my humor. Yep.
Too funny.
Juvenile. I love it.
So
so that's what I'm playing. That's
I
it.
actually played two other games I want to talk about a little bit. I forgot about them until you mentioned.
That's what I do. I jog the memory.
Played a game called Rage. Aside from the one I'm normally playing, it was actually
a game besides the life Rage.
Yeah, his Bethesda id, or is it ID? Doom people.
I think it's id.
Yeah, who knows?
Like the id and the.
Yeah, ego. Yeah,
ego.
That's what I was presumed as well. And it wasn't bad. I didn't dislike it. Cheated like hell, won't lie, but I didn't hate it. Pretty certain I paid next to nothing for it. I'll say it that way. Knowing me, it was on either super sale or it was downright free. So then since I didn't hate that, I decided to play Rage 2, which I know was free from Epic Store, and it's Dexter the game.
Dexter the game. What, do you become a lumberjack at the end?
I kind of wish. I don't know, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I did all I needed to trigger the last mission. Now, mind you, this is a huge game. I was cheating like hell, so I got to do things much quicker, but still, we're talking, for me, hours into it. For normally, this would be like 40, 50 hours in, you'd trigger the end. But it's not there. So I look it up online. Yeah, the game has a bug that sometimes the end just doesn't trigger.
Oh.
But what you can do is you're fucked.
Nothing.
So what you do is you uninstall the game and you talk about it on your podcast.
Yeah, that's it. I've played that game a few times myself.
Some games, the way you win is you uninstall them.
Yes. I've won a few games that way by uninstalling it.
And it's a shame. It's an eyes wide shut moment where, seriously, not for nothing, dude. Play test this is the main storyline.
Yeah. Yeah, make fun of Cyberpunk all you want. At least you can complete the game.
This is the main storyline. You can't beat the game. That's you've wasted my time. And yes, I understand you're playing video games. You're wasting your time. Yes, I'm very specific about how I like to waste my time. Thank you very much.
I like to waste it the way I want to waste it. Exactly.
To be very precise about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a complete bummer though, because I would actually be saying the game was, Rage 1 was okay. It wasn't bad. Rage 2 actually filled in some of those gaps, I thought. But that whole not being able to finish them.
Yeah, that ruins it. Yeah.
That's kind of a big one. Yeah. So I won. Uninstalled it.
Uninstalled.
I wasn't about to play through it again.
Yeah, I imagine not.
No. So
actually, I did that recently. I was playing Minecraft Dungeons, and the new add-on was the levels are longer. It takes quite a bit of sections, and you can get lost now. They're much bigger. And I got to the final boss, and the game crashed.
Oh.
And that was about 3 weeks ago, and I haven't loaded Minecraft Dungeons since.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that's just too much work.
You were talking about shows, and Mickles and I, it's not written, the timeline, but basically when you're watching a series that a couple months ago you watch, actually, I don't know if I ever talked to, I'm sure I talked about it on the show, but The Expanse, I'm telling you, you should check out The Expanse. Sci-fi show, first season, you won't believe me, but give it till at least the middle of season 2, and I'm telling you, you'll be hooked, and you'll be like caught up to us, 5 seasons, I think it is.
Yeah.
But they respect science.
Oh, I like shows.
You'll love shit like that. Yeah, and their attention to detail is so insane that my mind is blown on the regular. So you won't catch them. I'll put it that way. Like when you're looking for that, you forgot Newtonian physics there, you will not catch them.
I believe in Newtonian physics.
So do
Bastard
they.
Galactica doesn't do it.
So do they. You will love it. But when like a new season of that comes out, depending on how recently we watched the last season, we'll usually just go back and watch the finale of the last season. Yeah. And that will kind of say, oh, yeah, okay, that's what we're dealing with. But if too much time elapsed, like you said, you got to start all over.
Yeah, they've been, like, Netflix is getting better at that because, like, the Umbrella Academy, they start the new episode with a recap, or they sometimes even have a whole show. This is what happened in season 1. Yeah. They actually have that show you can watch, and Charlize needs that. Because Umbrella Academy, if you haven't watched in a year, you're like, what happened?
That kid is so good, the time traveling kid.
Yeah, I know.
God, he's so good.
And season 2 was great, and I just, actually better than the first one. It was really, really, really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that show. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Definitely my kind of show.
The characters are fun as hell.
Yeah, that's why I like that. Yeah, because I like all the characters. Yeah, they're all likable.
That kid though, man, that time traveling kid.
Yeah, I know.
She says something in one of the first episodes, and it damn near peed my pants. He says, he's explaining the time travel, and like the big lug guy says, that doesn't make any sense. And he says, yeah, that's because you're not very smart.
Yeah, matter. Yeah.
It's like, oh man, that's rough. Yeah. But just the candidness of it just caught me off guard and made me laugh.
Yeah. And then in the second season, spoilers, when he ends up fighting himself and not trusting himself was kind of funny too.
Oh yeah.
It's like I don't trust him. Would you trust?
Would you trust you?
Yeah,
I would.
No, it was awesome. Yeah, he goes, I would have done the same thing.
Exactly.
But it is you.
Exactly, and hence you did do the same thing.
Yeah, it's just I like the show.
Yeah, boy, that's where sci-fi gets real weird because teleportation, you're killing somebody.
Oh yeah, so then I watched that movie called Tenet, which is it kind of, I don't know if it went under the radar. It was a movie released during COVID.
That was James Taylor, right?
James Taylor, yeah.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Justin Timberlake. Yeah. Was it James Taylor? Justin Timberlake, but it was...
I think we talked about this last show,
yeah. Christopher Nolan. I don't think we did 3 weeks ago, because I think you and I just talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it on the show.
Oh, maybe we just talked about it, yeah.
Yeah. So it didn't really happen.
I can't tell the difference
anymore. I can't tell the difference. But I do recommend the show. It's, like, I've gone back and watched Inception, and when Inception first came out, it blew my mind. But repeated viewings, it kind of, in my opinion, falls apart a little bit.
Okay. Somebody ruined it for me because they pointed out that is that Ellen Page?
Ellen Page,
Elliot Page, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah. She's there for one purpose.
Yeah, her whole character is there just to explain what the hell is happening. Yeah. But technically, you don't need her.
Yeah. And he repeats, and that's my problem with Tenet, is that he repeats that. Where someone's explaining something to you.
Okay.
When you're like, you don't have to. I'm not an idiot. I know. I can understand time travel because it's a time travel movie.
And it gets muddy sometimes.
Yeah, and I would say Tenet is worth watching if you want to see a time travel movie that is confusing, because sometimes those are fun because you're like, why is this happening and when? And there's like, and it's like that movie Primer. Because that's how you pronounce it, apparently. I think it's Primer, not Primer.
I think it's just a matter of harassment.
Yeah, exactly.
Potato.
But it does that thing where it's multiple layers. It's like 3 layers of time travel, kind of thing. So it's like you got to really pay attention to the movie. You can't multitask and watch Tenet because there's things that happen in the beginning of the movie. It's like, I got to watch the movie again. I need to, and I will, because there's like, and then when things were happening, you're like, that's when, yes. And you start piecing together as the movie goes on.
I'm almost proud of myself because I want to make and then it became a Backstreet Boy joke. But I don't know if he was in NSYNC or Backstreet Boys or I don't know what he was in. And I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah, what's he in? Well,
he was in
Mickey
something,
Mouse,
wasn't he?
I don't know, Mickey Mouse Club.
And then he just went solo career?
No.
I thought he was in a boy band.
He was in a boy
Wasn't
band.
He
went
like NSYNC or
NSYNC. It wasn't Backstreet Bandits.
It wasn't Backstreet Boys? Okay, yeah, they're all the same to me.
Yeah, I think this is NSYNC.
Okay.
I think it was. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. See, that's
I didn't grow up a teenage girl, so I don't know.
I was at a poker game once, and my friend
I could look it up.
My friend's playing this hair metal band station.
Yeah.
And he said, and the song was Edge of a Broken Heart, and he's like, I love Lita Ford. And I said, this isn't Lita Ford, it's Vixen. And he bet me $5.
Yeah.
And then he paid me $5, and I said, how come I feel like the biggest loser?
Yeah, because... and I just Googled it. It is NSYNC before we get any letters.
Nice.
It was NSYNC.
So, yeah, it was one of those. I won the bet, and somehow I was the loser.
Yeah. Which is going to be the exact same thing when I would replace your windshield wipers.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be the loser.
I can't lose on that one.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, I paid $1 to watch you scramble like hell for 30 seconds.
I'm going to get this on here.
I'm going to be psyching you up, too, during it.
Yeah. I see him sitting over there on the table, and I'm like...
They're acclimating?
I'm like, yeah, I have to acclimate first,
yeah.
But I can get it done in 30 seconds. I know I can.
Awesome.
I can do it in 10 seconds per side.
Well,
it'll take me 5 seconds to go around the car.
Oh, that is awesome. You timed yourself. That's great. Well, I told you, I'm playing defense.
Yeah,
I didn't tell you that.
Yeah, you're going to say, I'm going to block you. I'll take you down. I'm winning that bet. I'm winning $1. Take you down.
Oh, that's awesome.
Jesus, God.
Oh, man. So that's great. All right, buddy. Well, you've been listening to anything?
Yes.
All right.
And hopefully this doesn't start playing on me. Like
StarCraft 2 soundtrack?
Yeah, StarCraft.
I've been listening to that.
Oh, the StarCraft 2 soundtrack is awesome.
Seriously, I'll give a shout out to that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Did you just beep on our show?
Did I beep?
I don't know. I thought you did.
What am I looking for?
I love it. You have recommendations or thoughts or something to talk about. I got all sorts of random shit as usual.
Where is it? Didn't I tell you where it was?
Hey, well, since we got a break here, please, we'd love to hear from you. Write us. Tootcast.net. I check the email frequently. I respond to everyone.
He does.
And, again, please like and subscribe however you're listening. It does make a huge difference for us, and we appreciate it. And, on that note, we do, in fact, have a Patreon now. So if you have the means and you're somehow liking this, please, we'd love your support. And on that note, thank you, Audrey. We appreciate your support.
Yes.
Our Patreon supporter.
Yes. And, yeah, like and subscribe, like we said earlier, is the best way to support us. And I can't find it where it is in Pandora to find out your favorites. But,
oh, yeah, because you've been going down some rabbit holes lately, haven't you?
I have been.
Was it the British band you were telling me of?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a single word. It wasn't the Kooks. It was something like that, though.
Jesus.
Certainly wasn't the Smiths. That's Morrissey.
Oh, I could just do this.
Wasn't the Strokes. Something like that. The Strokes, the Sticks, the Strums.
The Strums, I like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, here it is. The Struts. The Struts.
I know it's going to kick myself.
The Struts.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I've been listening to The Struts. Oh, there it is. Oh, I found it. Playlists. My thumbs up. There we go. Yeah, so I've been listening to... So Pandora released a feature they should have had a while ago, which is when you listen to your station that you like, you can hit deeper cuts and even deeper cuts, Mm-hmm. So I'm getting music. Drawback to it is I'm thumbs downing a lot, but I'm also thumbs upping a lot.
Nice.
So there's some, and this is just like, I exercise more than I used to. So this channel I'm making, I like indie music that is kind of like uplifting and kind of like
your energy mix
kind of thing. And I love the Struts for a reason because they're like new age punk or something, So
I love that you strut your stuff to the Struts.
I strut to the Struts. And I love the fact that they are a British band that you can tell they're British immediately. Because their lyrics are like, they're British. They actually sing with the accent. And I'm like, that doesn't happen that often. Beatles don't sound British when they're singing.
I saw something recently that you're going to have to look up. It is the dude from Police Academy that does the sound effects.
Yep.
Doing a whole lot of love.
Jesus, that's awesome.
The guy's fucking amazing. It's just the guy's amazing. That's all I'll say.
That's awesome. So I'm just gonna say like the 10 songs that I've thumbs up in the past 2 weeks, and they're worth checking out. I think as soon as I heard it, I liked it.
Are you
I thumbs
embarrassed
up.
in some way?
No.
You seem reluctant, and I'm like, dude,
no.
I've talked about like Lionel Richie, and I've talked about all sorts of crap.
Well, some of these might be a little poppy, but I like them.
I love it. You can't do worse than me.
Yeah, it's true. I've for the most part, I've never heard of any of these bands. So, Railroad Track by Willie Moon, Pretty Pimpin' by Kurt Vile, One of Us by New Politics, It's a Trip by Joywave. Oh, it is exactly the way it sounds. Joywave. Changing by the Airborne Toxic Event. There's bands I've never even freaking heard of.
Awesome. Yeah, I've never heard of any of these bands, but I like the Airborne Toxic Event.
I don't know if it's any relation, but Noah Guthrie's version of Ain't No Sunshine, and he's combined it with another song that I can't see. If I click it, I might start playing. But
yeah, that's interesting.
I like it, and it's just acoustic. I want to learn how to play this song because of this version.
I know.
I just, oh, God. Only Young by Brandon Flowers. Yeah, I like. He's the lead singer for Killers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it sounds like a Killer song, but
I was gonna
by
say,
Brandon Flowers.
Yeah, that's like freaking John Fogerty sounding like CCR.
Yeah, it's the same thing. He does not sound like a different band. Could Have Been Me by the Struts, which I've listened to a bunch of other songs by Struts has come up, and I like them all so far. Everyone I've heard, and yeah, I like them.
That's always groovy when you find a new band that you just enjoy their stuff.
I was like, man, I kind of like these guys.
Doesn't happen often, so man, savor
it. Kicks by Barnes Courtney. We Will Become Silhouettes by the Shins.
Oh, I love the Shins.
And that one is like, the Shins. They're pretty awesome. So I just liked one of their songs.
That dude's super duper talented. Like he was a studio guitarist, and I'm telling you, man, that's where the real talent is. Yeah. Like he understands that instrument, and dude's amazing.
And the last one is Coming Back by Mitch King. And then it's not fair to say the next one because it's Hey Mama by Nathaniel Rateliff.
Yeah, Nathaniel Rateliff.
So that means that must have been the gap because I've been a while since I started thumbs upping songs.
Okay, yep.
And I would like to, since we're talking music.
Hey Mama's freaking awesome.
Hey Mama. I would like to give a shout out to a band that won a Grammy that deserved it freaking years ago. The Strokes got their first Grammy.
Oh, really?
And the Grammy Awards.
I absolutely love the Strokes.
So they just got a new Grammy.
They are
bravo, Strokes.
Seriously, yeah,
I celebrate them.
I celebrate their whole catalog. I'm not even kidding. I mean, they're just amazing.
I don't know why it took this long to win a Grammy. I mean, they deserved it a long time ago.
They've got a very unique sound.
Yeah.
They're actually got there's a lot of intelligence in those words too. I love that. A lot of wisdom to be.
Yeah, I've always liked them. I mean, they're not often, and they're one of those bands I like listen to if I'm energetic too. So that's what they're.
Oh yeah, they're good. Reptilia comes to mind. That's a great high energy song.
Yeah, sometimes in the mood for high energy, sometimes in the mood for Nathaniel Rateliff.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been listening to. An odd collection of music that I have been thumbs upping, and I've been thumbs down a bunch of stuff. For some reason, there's some music in the list that's really low energy. They're not bad songs. Mm-hmm. They're just not what I was looking for. They're more like really slow ballads kind of thing, and I'm like, that's not what I want.
Your stations kind of evolve because like my Grateful Dead radio station is my classic rock station.
Yeah, it doesn't play Grateful Dead anymore.
It barely plays Dead. It plays so little Dead that I made a Jerry Garcia band station.
Yeah,
and. Like it's funny, I am my boss sometimes because I have these moral dilemmas that I recognize that normal people wouldn't have these moral dilemmas, but like I'm listening to the Jerry Garcia band and something from Who's Next album comes up, and I have to thumbs down it because it doesn't belong there, and I'm like, I hope they forgive me, or I am my boss like, oh my God, Sam Cooke just started playing on my Dead station. What do I do?
I know, I understand. You're trying to do it.
It'd be like thumbs down. It's like, yeah, I can't do that.
But the part that's bothering me now with Pandora, because I have a love-hate relationship with Pandora now, is that it's an AWOL Nation channel. And I don't remember the last time I heard an AWOL Nation song.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, a Grateful Dead radio station of mine, you could listen to it for hours, never hear the Dead.
It's like, where's the AWOL Nation? I like them, But they now, when they're going deeper cuts, they're like, yeah, they're not deep cuts. They're too poppy, I guess.
Okay.
So they're too. So that's probably Pandora. You can go deeper cuts, and now once you go that, you can't play the pop music you used to listen to because it's like, no, that's too popular.
Yeah, it's a weird algorithm because it's like I'm either going to play the same 12 songs or I'm going to hit you with all new stuff that none of which you'll like.
Yeah. Mine's about 50%, so I skip them. And when I have the Apple AirPods, so I just double click on the earpod, it skips the song.
Yep.
So that happens a lot. I'm like, click, click, next song.
Next. Yep, that is groovy. No, I do like Pandora, though. I use it. I'm not thrilled about it because it's not a comprehensive collection, and I notice shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's I like it better than Spotify thus far.
Yeah.
I've yet to. I've been told Spotify's the better deal. I've just yet to successfully wield it, so I may try again.
Someday, yeah.
But I highly recommend music. I just actually at work I gave a presentation on how to battle COVID fatigue, and it's just personal recommendations. A lot of basics, folks. Get out there, go for a walk. Weather's getting nicer, things like that. But music was one of them, and I recommend this without a pandemic. And I know I've talked about it before, but if you're having a bad day, play Nina Simone, Feeling Good, and play it as loud as you can.
Yeah.
When those horns kick in, you will start feeling better.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, you're not playing it loud enough. Try again. So yeah, I got to include that in that prezo though.
I don't know. Mine's Ain't No Sunshine.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's your feel good
song.
That's
my jam.
Your feeling good song
that's
is
my jam.
Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone.
Yeah, Ain't No Sunshine. That's my jam. Yes, when she's gone.
That's fantastic.
Does it feel like a home? Oh, yeah.
Isn't there like a funeral dirge or something you could use instead?
Yeah. It's my jam. I get excited when I hear that.
Oh, that's great. It's fantastic. But yeah, and that's the thing too. I mean, I've made it a point to talk about all types of music and with an emphasis, believe it or not, on my crappier stuff. And the reason I'm focused on the crappier stuff is because I think it's important for people to understand what I like is probably not what you like. And yes, I'll tell you what you like sucks. I'll tell you flat out.
He does it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think you should, disagree with me. If that's your jam, if Spice Girls are your jam, and I know people are like, yeah, they sold like 1 billion albums, dude. Yeah. Somebody was buying that shit. So if that is your jam, you crank out to that shit. You do that.
Yeah, that's why I always listen to Rush and Dream Theater.
There you go.
They're my jam.
Exactly. Yeah. So to each their own, and I'm just sharing stuff because why not? On that note, actually, I literally just wrote. After Midnight, King College, it's Jerry Garcia band album. I wrote wow because it's that fucking good.
Oh,
I'm telling you. So After Midnight's the name of the album.
Thank God.
King
For a second there, I thought you wrote Wham.
It's great. And I'm telling you, that album is just so good. It is so very good. So yeah, if you like the Dead, you like Jerry, definitely check out King College. I think it was 1984, After Midnight, and it's a whole album. It's not just that song. It's great.
I want to add that I never listened to Dead at all until you introduced it to me, and yeah, I like most of it.
Yeah, I'm glad you do. It's great stuff because I honestly, I understand if you don't like the Dead. I get that.
Yeah.
I've been listening to the Dead as long as I can remember. I'll put it that way. And so it's, as I put it the other day, you could play 50 different Dead songs depending on the mix. I would tell you in all candor that's my favorite song. To all 50 of them.
When you never heard, because the Dead is not something you hear on the radio.
No, yeah.
So a lot of times when you hear the Dead, you have a perception that may or may not be true.
Now,
and
what
I kind of had that.
Do you remember? Do you think it was like death metal? Because I get that one a lot.
No,
People think it's metal for some
Yeah.
reason. It's the Dead thing, I think.
No, I thought it was like full on Guthrie or something. You know what I'm saying? It's going to talk about a diner the whole time, and yeah, I thought it was more like that. Like,
I love that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I joke, but I do like that song.
Props to Arlo.
Yeah. I joke, but that's kind of what I thought. I thought it'd be really folky and really like
And it is.
It is, but it's more like a jam band folk. It's a different. it's better than I thought it was going to be.
You were thinking more Peter, Paul, and Mary,
Yeah,
less
yeah.
like kind of Dylan, I guess.
Yeah, it's more like Dylan than it is Peter,
I
Paul,
guess
and Mary.
those are the extremes, aren't they?
Yeah, they are extremes. So, but that's what I thought it was getting there because, to be honest with you, the only song I've ever heard, which is probably the majority of people in the world, is her Truckin'.
Yeah.
Which now, when I first heard it, I'm like, if that's all Dead is, I didn't want it.
Yeah.
Which the thing is, though, I like that song. I think it's a great song. Yeah. But if that's all you heard, but I think their songs are so much more than that song. You know?
Oh my God, absolutely. Yeah. In fact, if you've never heard the Dead and you'd like to, American Beauty. Period. End of sentence.
Yeah, that's the album that got me because I put them up because Pandora. You can listen to the entire album from front to back.
American Beauty.
And I'm like, yeah, this gets me. It has kind of the progressive kind of like folk feel to it, where it's not like verse chorus.
She jumps in with Boxer Rain right into Friend of the Devil, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yeah,
or is it Sugar Magnolia? I don't know, but it starts super duper strong.
And yeah, and also it's a perfect song if you're in the sauce a little, if you know what I mean.
Nice.
And yeah, it's
that's happy music.
Yeah,
generally speaking.
Yeah, I do like it. It makes me I do enjoy it. So
I like the Americana of it. I'm not kidding either. I like Sugar Magnolia. Yeah, my friend's stepfather taught me about this. There's a line, jumps like the Willies in four-wheel drive. And he asked me one day, he said, you know what that means? And I said, I have no idea what the hell that means. And a Willys was apparently a type of Jeep back in the day. And so jumps like the Willies in four-wheel drive was, the thing would jerk. And there's another line, it's Mississippi Half-Step is the name of the song, but he talks about nailing a retread to his shoe and praying for better weather. And it's lyrics from a time long gone where like having to literally nail a retread onto your shoe was a thing. And I love hearing things like that because, listen, life's hard. I get it. If we're talking to somebody from 100 years ago, I don't care what you're bitching about.
Yeah.
I just don't care. Yeah. They're probably like, oh my God, you were so lucky you spoiled brat.
Yeah, I know. You have indoor plumbing? Oh my God.
So it's one of those things that perspective truly is everything, folks. Yeah. So I like hearing those pieces of Americana and just thinking about, things like that. It just makes my brain go to different places.
Yeah, I remember there's I used to go to his mansion in Ohio, and they show off the kitchen, and it was like the Cyberling family used to live here. Stan Hewitt was the name of the mansion, but he's one who created the Goodyear Tire Rubber Company, so it's a beautiful mansion. And they're taking to the kitchen, and it was like the turn of the 1900s, and they're like, here, this is the freezer they had. And nobody had freezers.
Yeah.
It's like this didn't exist. This is the one family for the next 20 years that had a freezer.
Yep,
it's pretty awesome.
It's nuts, right?
Yeah, it's nuts, yeah.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool.
And you don't even think about it now.
No, it's kind of neat. They didn't have to have the ice block deliveries, which is
the tragedy of it all, too, and I hope we don't see it in our lifetime, but water.
Yeah.
Drink it up. It's going to be one of the most scarce resources in the future. Again, hopefully not in my lifetime because I'm always thirsty.
Yeah.
I drink a lot.
I drink a lot of water.
I do. I just consume a lot of liquid. And because of that, I pee constantly.
Yeah, I know.
But I drink whatever your daily amount of liquid you're supposed to drink, I'm way over that. I truly believe it's healthy for you. I don't know why I believe that. But
you gotta be careful. You don't want to upset the balance. You actually turn into a puddle.
That's the thing. Yeah, what is it? Like I'm 76% water, something like that.
They say you can. It's possible to drink too much water.
You can die from drinking too much water, but I don't think I'm in that volume. I think you really got to work at it if you're doing that.
Yeah.
But
college kids do it sometimes on dares and
not like
stuff like that.
hazing.
Yeah, hazing. Yeah.
God damn. I don't understand people in hazing.
No.
Can you imagine me being hazed? It would consist of me punching somebody in the face.
Yeah. I'd be like, I would not hate you.
That's basically how hazing would go.
Yeah. It's like that's one thing I'll never do again.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah. Exactly. Learning experience.
Yes, I will never haze John DeLuca.
Paddle involved. There'll be a room full of bloody dudes and me standing there like, okay.
Yeah. What have we learned here?
Who exactly wants another?
Yeah. Thank you. Have another. Kevin Bacon said that once. Anyway.
He sure did. Wow. So, all right. Well,
did I tell you? I'm like, oh yeah, we said this, but I don't think we said it on air. That I'm like 3 degrees from Kevin Bacon. But didn't you say you're 2 degrees from Kevin Bacon?
I'm very close to Kevin Bacon.
I learned that.
Thank you, Nate, Tyson.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Yeah. So, but me, I'm now 3 degrees from both any direction now because of you.
And refresh my memory. Why are you
Kevin Smith.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's
Yeah.
right. Yes, and I have a friend who works in Hollywood. So,
Right. So you're one step closer than
I'm
me.
way closer to Kevin Bacon because of my friend.
Yeah, because you're a friend. But I became close to Kevin Bacon, well, because of you, but I didn't know that, but because of Kevin Smith.
Spoiler alert, we almost got him coming on the show. I mean,
I'm the only other Kevin he cares about.
We're almost that close.
Yeah. We can get Kevin Bacon soon, I think.
It's just, we got the green screen. I mean,
we're
almost there.
Yeah. I didn't even realize, we should. That just sad.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Yeah, there's no green screen now.
Awesome. I'm sorry. Did I say green screen? I meant the universe.
Yeah, the universe.
The universe.
By Carl Sagan.
Let us know what you guys think. It's got to be better than the freaking living room, right?
That's true. But again, this may be the last time you see. Although I kind of like the background, this might be seizure inducing, so we might want to.
I'm pretty
switch
certain we're seizure inducing anyway, but
That's
I mean,
true.
we're probably going to play around a little bit, but we want to hear, you have thoughts, you have recommendations, love it, hate it.
Yeah, would you like just like my face blocked out the whole time?
That's fantastic. I was thinking we just use Kevin's face as the background.
As a background, just a huge. I was thinking. Mick got mad at me because she asked me. I asked if I could use her face for the background, and she just gave me a look. She's like,
she's dangerous.
She said, right? She said no, but not with her words.
Exactly. Evil stare.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Alrighty, I won't be doing that.
Yes.
All right.
I won't be doing that again.
Well, wow, that's funny. I'm all over the place too. So, okay, I'm going to burn through a bunch here.
Okay.
So, I talked about Jerry. Love Jerry. If you like the Dead, and if you like the Dead and you somehow listen to Jerry, it's the same thing. Pretty much. I mean, if you like the Dead, you're gonna like Jerry, and vice versa. I would say. But seriously, great stuff, man. Okay, just bouncing genres, bouncing all over the place with no rhyme or reason, because that's how I do, folks. Etta James. I mean, holy shit. I just presume people know certain standards. I'd call them.
Yeah.
Etta James is a fucking standard. At Last. If you've never heard Etta James At Last, seriously, listen to that. Pause the show, go listen to it. It's special. It is just an amazing, amazing piece of work. And just to name a couple others, because I mean, honestly, Etta's one of those that I can't even name a lot of her songs because it's just, if she's on, it's fine. It's good. I'm good with that. But to name a few that I do know I like, I mean, again, At Last, everyone should know. I like Stormy Weather, great song. And Sunday Kind of Love. Just some great, great music. And it's just that, again, it's that whole, it's kind of my Sinatra station, although it's, for me, it's a Peggy Lee station. It's Why Don't You Do Right? But it's that whole genre of kind of loungy music. And I'll be honest, I didn't understand it for a very long time, but there's definitely a mood for it. And there are some days where that's what I'll play. And it's just really moving music. It's really, really good. So definitely recommend that. And then just to go complete different direction, because that's how I do. I've got a bunch of one-hit wonders that are all over the place. In fact, actually, I'm going to talk about one because I like a bunch of his stuff, even though he might not he may not even have a hit. Andrew Bell is the dude's name, and definitely cheesy, sappy kind of music. I dig it. Oh My Stars is one of his songs. Ladder is the name of his album and a song that's not bad, but Static Waves is what turned me on to him. And dude incorporates a banjo periodically, and I dig that. Kind of cheesy, poppy, kind of sad music, but I dig it. But then I read a little something on this guy, and I read that he's just a really hard worker. And I think he's one of those virtuosos, like he touches an instrument and suddenly knows how to play it.
Yeah.
But either way, I just read that his work ethic is like through the roof. And I'm sorry, guys, I love that. I do. It's not that I'm saying you should work your life away, but somebody that's committed to what they're doing, I respect and appreciate that. I thoroughly do. So, based on that, I just want to give that little diatribe to say, Andrew Bell, listen to, if nothing else, he tries real hard. And I dig that.
Yeah.
Even if it's not your jam, I dig it. The guy tries. And this is fun. This is really fun for me. There's a band on Pandora called Dash, STRFKR Dash. They used to be called Starfucker. But apparently that's hard to sell albums. But It's another STR FKR. But
Is that doing better?
I really just couldn't wait to tell people the name of the song. I'm not kidding either. It's worth checking out. It's a great song. But the name of the song is Ronald Gregory Erickson II. So I'm going to try that again because it's even tough to say. Ronald, that's Rawnald, Gregory Erickson II. So yeah, great song by Starfucker. Definitely, I'm not kidding, guys. It's a good song. All right, moving along. This is kind of Jack Johnson kind of music. You know Jack Johnson. You know if you heard him. It's surfer pop is what I'd call it. But it's one of those things. I think everybody kind of has to like it, even if you don't. But it's basically imagine a surfer playing a guitar on the beach and singing to you. That's Jack Johnson kind of thing. Willie Mason's another dude. Very similar kind of thing. And he has two songs I really love. Oxygen was the first song that I got turned on to by him, and it's, you know, I'm a lyrics guy. And he's got lots of good lyrics in that one, but he's got a line that I freaking love, and it's simply, we can be richer than industry as long as we know there are things that we don't really need. And I have to say, and I think you'll appreciate this too, growing up, like Sears catalog was the shit. Why? Did I get any of the stuff on my wish list? Hell no. But honestly, it was fun just to circle all the stuff you wanted.
Yeah, we had the JCPenney catalog. That was similar. Yeah.
Exactly. Same thing. Yeah. Did you get any of it? Hell no. But did you circle all the stuff
all
you
the
want?
toys and Voltron?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
And
Transformers.
You know, years later, I'll be frank, guys, I'm in a position, and this is going to sound arrogant, no. I'm in a position pretty much to get whatever the hell it is I want. And you know why? Because I don't want anything.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm made of money. So I don't want anything. And part of the reason is I realized that G.I. Joe didn't really have a kung fu grip.
No.
And that Voltron wasn't quite as much fun as I thought it was.
No, he didn't do much as a lion.
Who wants to play with a building?
Yeah, I know who wants to play with a building. Yeah.
And that's why that line speaks to me, because frankly, you don't need a quarter of the shit the TV tells you need. Yeah. Not even a quarter of it. And that's how we're richer than industry. You just don't need half this shit. And even if you get it, you find out one day, wow, that's just crap. So, you know, that line really resonated with me. But there's another song he did that I really did called Riptide as well. So Willie Mason, check that one out, you know, or check those both out, Riptide and Oxygen. Okay, this is a cover. And it's so funny because, you know, I play my crappy music for my wife because dumb enough to marry me, that's what you get. But I was certain I was going to be mocked for this one. I'm like, oh, you're going to mock the shit out of me. And I played this song for her, and she's like, oh, I know this song. It's a cover. Like, whoa, it's a cover. And so the song is Youngblood, and apparently it's by a band called Naked and Famous. I hate the original. Some British girl who apparently only does covers from what I can tell, but named Birdie, did a version of Youngblood live that is fantastic. And I'm pretty certain I listened to a bit more Birdie, and I really like Youngblood.
Yeah, I've heard, many times where the original is not quite the best version. You know, I've heard that many times.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, freaking, I'm sorry, Dolly, but you got to admit, I will always love you. I mean, even Dolly Parton heard that the first time and is like, oh, that's how it's done.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And Mad World, I think, it was a Gary Jules that does the cover.
Of Tears for Fears. Yeah. Wow, good on you. I don't know if it's Gary Jules, by the way, but I'm not going to argue because nobody but him and his mom and you know that dude's name.
I think Mad World. I'm going to say Mad.
I'm going to say you're right on that, but wow.
Let me see. I'm just going to put Jules in case I got Jules Verne. No, that's not it.
I don't think Jules Verne. 20,000 Leagues Under the Mad World.
Gary Jules.
Gary Jules. Look at you.
Look at that. That's Michael Andrews, isn't it?
Wow, Mad World. That song's a bummer too, dude.
Yeah, featured artist Gary Jules.
Yeah, no, I believe you.
Yeah, and I like that version better. I'm not saying, of course, that one is not fair because the original version is good.
No, it is, but I'm with you.
It's not as good as the. It's kind of
like
Hallelujah.
Such Great Heights does. Or Such Great Heights is a song by the Postal Service, but there's this melancholy, awful, slow, even miserable, holy shit, you can hear the shotgun being loaded version that I always liked more, and I found out it's Iron and Wine, which makes sense, because that dude's awesome.
Yes.
That dude's one of those, like, you can't even rank him, because he's just like, you know who he makes me think of, actually, and I don't say this shit lightly. He makes me think of fucking Yusef Islam. He makes me think of Sufjan Stevens. Or not Sufjan Stevens.
Cat
Stevens.
Yeah.
The dude's just amazing. He's just so talented. It's like, holy shit, you transcend any scoring.
Yeah.
Like, you're just above the scoring grade.
Cats in the Cradle on the Silver Spoon. Oh, wait a minute, that's somebody else.
That's awesome, dude.
I do that on purpose.
You do, too. Oh.
I always mess with you because I know it bothers you.
It does.
Didn't he sing that? No. Okay.
It's that's a good one too, because most people would say that. And yeah, props to you, buddy.
I'm osmosis. It gets here. It's getting through.
I still say that's the saddest song that ever was. Cats in the Cradle.
Oh, I celebrate that song.
I love it, but it's miserable.
I know,
it's
but
the saddest ever.
It makes me think fondly what my childhood could have been like.
If only my dad had a car, I could have taken it.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was potential.
Well, I've only got actually I've got two more things to talk about music-wise. Yeah. One is just funny. I came across this band, and the song is called My Little Dove, and I like it. It's a sweet little song. But the band name is what I loved. The band is named I Hate You. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
That's
just
the name
kidding?
of the band. No.
So it's comma, just kidding?
Yeah, the name of the band is I Hate You, comma, just kidding.
Okay. That was awesome. I'd be like, until just kidding. That's what did it.
Like,
oh, that's okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I Hate You was like, that was, but just kidding. Now it's genius.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And My Little Dove, it's a sweet little song, actually. It's not bad.
I Hate You. Just kidding.
And I've talked about them before. And I heard it the other day, and it makes me freaking smile. But Modest Mouse.
Yeah, I know them. Yes.
Ginormous fan of Modest Mouse. And I'm a fan of them because they say things. Like, their lyrics are insane. I mean, like, just both completely insane. And the thing about insanity is it's so close to genius that it gets blurry sometimes. And they say shit that is just so bizarre and obvious, and yet it has a profound effect on me. And there's a song called Polar Opposites, and it literally opens up with something that's one of those statements where it's like, what did you just say? That's just so stupid, and yet it's so profound. And the first line is, polar opposites do not push away. Okay, that's fine. It's the same on the weekends as the rest of the days. That's the one that stuck with me. Because now the weekend feels special. Because it does.
Yeah.
It's not. It's, you know what it is? It's the No Country for Old Men. You remember the gas station scene, which was honestly why that movie is worth the price of admission, was the gas station scene where he talks.
I've never seen the movie, but I know the scene.
Yes, so you know the significance of the quarter. I'm going to spoil alert. If you haven't seen No Country for Old Men, seriously, that movie's like 30 years old. Who cares? But, okay, the killer dude walks into the gas station, and he's got a quarter. And he basically is flipping it. Now, we, the audience, all know, depending on the outcome of this coin flip, he is going to kill or not kill the attendant of the station. However, the attendant of the station is not really clear about what's going on. And the killer flips the quarter, and luckily for that attendant, it comes up with the not killing him answer. And he gives the man the quarter. And he's going through this whole diatribe, which I'm just going to paraphrase. But he says at the end of it, don't just put that in your pocket and treat it like any other quarter. Which it is. And it's the same statement because it's not any other quarter. It's the quarter that meant the difference between that man living and dying. That quarter symbolized his life, much like the weekend symbolizes freedom and happiness and joy. But technically, Saturday and Monday are the same. But goddamn, they feel different. And so I hear these little profound things, and I just wanted to share them because they're such asinine statements. It's the same as on the weekends as the rest of the day. What a stupid thing to say.
Yeah.
And my brain, it's almost like a wrench. It's like, but it's right. Like, it is. It just feels different. And, again, it's one of those things, and I constantly try to remind myself that perception, perspective, it's everything. It's truly how we see life. And, I hate Monday mornings. I won't tell you why.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't like Mondays, really?
Was it like Garfield?
No, it's I don't like Mondays. Tell me what, you don't know the I don't like Mondays song? Holy shit.
Who sang that?
I honestly don't know.
Simon
I don't
Garfunkel?
remember. No, it wasn't Simon Garfunkel. I don't remember who sang that. I want to say they were.
Oh, was it Paul Simon with his backup singer?
That's fantastic. I can't believe you never heard I Don't Like Mondays.
I don't know.
But,
I can't believe you don't know who sang it.
I know, that's rare, right?
Yeah. I don't like Mondays.
Yeah, look it up. I want to say it's a one-hit wonder. I'm going to be upset with myself if it's like the Beatles. I'm kidding. It won't it won't be the Beatles.
I don't like Mondays. No, they're more about yesterday than Monday.
Yeah, that's pretty. Not bad. Not bad. I'll give it to you. Yeah.
Boomtown Rats?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Tell me why. I can't believe you've never heard that. But anyway, yeah, I don't like
I don't
Mondays,
think I know Boomtown Rats.
But the thing about it is, I love Sundays. They're the same. It's how I interpret it. It's what I make of it. Is the point of all this. So
I don't like Mondays. Tell me why.
Yeah.
I want to shoot the whole day down.
You already shoot the whole day down. Yeah, I thought it was through, but yeah.
This is very modern. The telex machine is kept so clean.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying it's a new song.
Yeah, telex machine. That's like pre-fax machine.
Oh, that's
Jeez.
awesome. You know, you just randomly made me think of Mott the Hoople to all the young dudes. I'm throwing that one onto my list, even though it's not on the list.
That I know that song.
But yeah, check out that great song actually, and that's that's really neat. So, well, I think we've rambled long enough, my friend. What do you think?
Yeah, we rambled a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to again thank Audrey for all the support, and Michael, thank you for the letter.
Yes.
You know, I know there was limited, but I hope we did us some justice.
Yeah, more Star Wars questions. You know. And yeah.
Yeah, anything. You know, we'll do our best to talk about anything. I'm not going to say it'll be great, but we'll try.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, well, we're going to try to do this. I don't know when the next show will be, but again, we're trying to do it bi-weekly. We would have, except for some technical difficulties.
Which I saw. You saw. In fact, to be honest, Sean
solved
both the problems where he's like, I think it's the cable, and it was the cable. And tonight, the green screen, and I go, I think you need to layer it this way, and I'm like, yeah, you got to layer it that way.
I am your IT department. I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
I don't know.
You know,
I just
one of us does this stuff for a living, and then there's me.
I think I check it out when I go home. Well, I don't really go home anymore, but when I leave work, I just must turn my brain off.
Actually, in all seriousness, I know we were supposed to be landing our plane there. Yeah. Oh, that's why I talked about Couples Retreat, by the way, earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even recommend that movie, but there's basically girl's telling her boyfriend how she cheated on him, and she's just going on, and he just looks at her and he says, "Land your plane, like get to the point."
Get to the point.
I'm like, that you just price of admission paid.
Land your plane.
Land your plane.
Yeah. Taking too long.
That was the best line in the movie.
They probably played during the trailer too. Ruins it.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, all right. Well, we better stop actually before we have like the 9-hour
marathon
episode.
Yeah.
So So again, we will record soon, and until then, I wish everybody be safe and well. And this is Sean.
This is Kevin.
That's the one other thing.
Good night.